Okay, hello everybody. So today's the day we are starting the code base, but we have some other things to get through first. Namely tenants, which I want to do every week still. Oh, whoops, I should have copied that too. Today is what, the 6th. I was gonna guess the 5th. All right, so sustainability. Back to normal here. Did regular streams last week. Yeah, I think this is, still going great. I feel a lot better ever since the launch of Skeleseller. Well, actually, ever since about a week after the launch of Skeleseller. Breaks, yeah, still going well. And grit. Kind of still not much of an opportunity, right? Yeah, still not too much of an opportunity. Which means everything's going great. Hooray. I've rated myself an A++. ABC, Hey Royal, Boolean, Chef Halton, Leap Year Girl. Oh, you've been playing Skeleseller? Nice. Nice. All right, well, that was it for tenants. Yeah. For those who haven't seen that process, and probably most of you have because you're here very early, but I like to just make sure I'm keeping myself accountable. And those are the things that are really important to me. I think the other things that are important to me are typically already ingrained. So like I want to work on game dev. I want to make a good game, those sorts of things. I don't think I need to write myself a note that, oh, hey, that's important to me. I think it's clear to me. Now, whether or not I'm doing a good job of those things could be different, but if it's just something I need to remember, those are the things I put on my tenants. Skeleton took over. Well, I hope you're having fun. Okay, so I wrote start repo here, potentially use mermaid diagrams. I already made a shortcut for this. Add programming tags. Make sure to use rider. Okay, I mean, we don't need much else there, right? Hey, Blub. Someone getting in would have a nice log. Full daily of the entire life. What are you talking about? The to-do list? This is public. This is not like, this is not a secret. But I mean, also I'm streaming it. So even if this document were private, like you can just read it off the screen. Maybe I'm missing what you're talking about. All right, I'm gonna go start a new repo. Oh, the other thing, the journal. This is just a work journal. You'd have the same log just by looking at the streams. Yeah. Like looked into performance, made some improvements. This is not like private information. Nope, the other one. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know, and it doesn't probably matter. All right, let's go to GitHub. Okay, so new repository. Now, the question is, well, I should probably open this over here. Question is, what do we call this? Because I think you can't change the URL. So do we use the full name or the short name? I kind of want to use a short name. Hey, Dollar, happy Monday. Happy Monday. I don't want to belabor this. Let's use a short name. I kind of like that better for this. But you can't change the name, right? Why am I doing this off screen? I don't think this is private. Also, what's going on here? There we go. I guess we could import a repository if we want to. Well, no, it's clear to use the full name. Because anyone who's coming onto the project might be like, what is SIABT in the future? And I'm going to capitalize the words. Today's basically a Sunday. Are you on like a bank holiday or something? Or are you just saying I started early? Stream titler. Okay. What's oh man, I know I'm like really belaboring just the name of the repo, but do people tend to use hyphens? I think that people tend to use hyphens. I think I'm just gonna do this. I'm overthinking this. All right, visibility is private for sure. Add readme, yeah, sure. Add get ignore. Probably not. Oh, you can add a whole bunch of things, right? Chat for, oh no, you can't. Wait, C# is in here? Huh. I wonder if it just needs something. Well, I'll add this myself later. Or maybe add it now and just have like a blank template. I don't know. No, that's fine. Add license, no license. Okay, this is all good. Officially holiday for Easter Monday. I see. Gotcha. Yeah. And same in the Netherlands. You can update the name later. It's probably under .NET. Oh. I was just going to make a... Yeah, I'll just do this with the getignore.io thing. Anyway, create repository. So I don't think there's anything private here because it's all... Yeah. So now I just need to go clone this. Hey, Evans. Code... So do I put this in the Godot folder? Is that where Skeleseller is? Yes. Okay, so then yes, we do put this here. Git clone that. Yay, we made the repo. Okay, now we need to make a shell command that'll go to this. I need to like set up a whole bunch of other things. I need to grant permissions later for this stuff. So Tuesday, let's start an afternoon list. Grant permissions to the game team to the GitHub repo. And then we need to make a shortcut for going to the code folder. Let's go do that right now. So there's this Skeleseller one here. So here it is. Yeah. So what should we use as stuck in a broken tutorial? I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to be like SIABT for the whole thing. Maybe BT, stuck in broken tutorial. I don't know. I don't know what I do here for this. SS2. there's only one S though. Hey Ryan. Yeah, coding day today. And like I said, it's gonna be a pretty slow start to the day. Is BT already used by something? No and no. Okay, BT's probably fine. Let's start it at least with that. So now if I do source Z shell, I can do BT and get to the code base. Nice. Oh, and it's bright pink. That's kind of cool. They all get a color based on the hash of the string, and this just so happens to be this pinkish purple color. But I think Skeleseller was a red, no, blue. Okay, shows how much I remember. Obviously, they're not super important to me, but you can identify two tabs of the same type. All right, so make a shortcut. We're done with that. Update Godot and .NET before starting. I'd like to use .NET 10 for this. Is that the newest .NET? Thought you moved to Rider. Yeah. I'm just typing some quick things in here because in Rider you need to have a project open, and I hadn't started the repo until just like a minute ago. Where'd the color come from? That comes from this. There is a shell script I wrote a very long time ago. Yeah, here it is. Tab color based on string. So this function here, we make a hash of the string, we figure out RGB codes from that, and then we plug them in. It's not, it's probably not the cleanest way of doing things because I made it back in 2014. Hey, yo. All right, .NET, yeah, current version. What? 11 is the current one? How do you install .NET again? C#, .NET. Installing the SDK from here. Okay, so here we go. This is probably the actual link I should use in here. There we go. So it says 10 is the latest, but there's somehow 11. Oh, it's a preview. End of support is 2028. Latest release date was about a month ago. Yeah, okay. I think we upgraded that. I am a little bit curious though first. So changes between .NET 8 and 10. Actually, you know what? Let's ask AI this so I don't need to spend a lot of time. What are the biggest changes between .NET 8 and 10 for C# devs? Let's just take a look at this. Yeah, streaming today. Okay, language changes, C# 14, extension numbers. Not just extension methods anymore, properties, operators, static extension. Oh, this is pretty interesting. They added an extension keyword? I don't think I even knew about this, and I thought I'd been up to date on this stuff. Add methods to existing types without creating a new derived type, recompiling, otherwise modifying the original type. Why is this in quotes? Beginning with C# 14, there are two syntaxes. They add extension blocks where you define multiple extension members for a type or an instance of a type. Before this, you add this. Yeah, I remember that. Appears as a member of an instance. Oh, because this... No, wait. Yeah, why? Extension blocks support multiple member types, methods, properties, operators. You define both instance extensions and static extensions. Call those if they were instance methods. This... I don't totally understand how this is different if all I'm going to define are methods other than the syntax. There's probably a reason for this. There's a lot of perf intent. Yeah, I remember the perf improvements. Yeah. You ever had to do a RISC v32 implementation? No, I don't think so. The only specific like stuff I've done in assembly was mostly Z80 or x86. I mean, I'm not sure if we're even talking about the same things here exactly. Just got here. Are you looking into this? No, I'm not like a skeletal issue if that's what you're talking about. Allows you to add properties as extensions. Yeah, that I recognize too. But if you're just adding methods anyway, is it kind of the same thing? Anyway, so let's write some biggest C# changes. Extension, what is this called? Where'd that tab go? Extension keyword, maybe? That's going to change how I write some code. Also, I haven't even downloaded this yet. I got to write that down at some point. Actually, let's just download it now. Okay, Mac installer, ARM64. Can I have 2 runtimes installed? You probably can't, can you? Because if you can't, I don't know how I'm going to have Skeleseller working too. I got to figure that out. I see. Thirsty drink. Gotcha. Yeah, it's just syntactic sugar. Okay, got it. What am I working on? I always keep the today command up to date. So if you're ever confused and you come into the stream, feel free to use the today command. Hey, chaotic. Should be able to. You can? Okay, good. So wait, when I do .NET -- version, is there going to be some version selector for this? I guess I got to figure that out. How do I have 2 .NET versions installed? Hey, Stybo, and hey, Kappa. All right, well, let's copy paste this for right now because this is my old version. So if I mess anything up, I'll at least be able to go back to that. Then let's download this. This is an installer. It already is downloading. And then while that's downloading, I want to look at more of this. Less boilerplate everywhere. Cleaner lambdas. Oh, yeah, I bought a bunch of things. Did I put those in the right folders? Yeah, I feel. Okay. Hey, Osama, welcome back. What were you playing today? Hi, everybody. And hey, AK. You set the version for the project? Yeah, okay. And they can live side by side? That's good to know. Yeah, we're looking into starting a code base for the new game, and I'm just trying to figure out what changed in C# in the last, I don't even know how long, 2 years, I guess? Cleaner lambdas, modifiers on parameters, partial constructors and events, null conditional assignments. This 404s, that's too bad. I hope Ryder will just kind of tell me about some of these things too. What else? Runtime and performance. Okay. New dev workflows, file-based apps. This was already a thing in .NET 8, I thought. Yeah. Breaking changes, summary. Okay, sure. Well, the extension thing should be kind of interesting. And I do wonder if I loaded in code, would Ryder figure that out? Would Ryder know to change this if I tried typing things the old way? All right, so we've downloaded this installer. I have not actually used it. Also, I should probably add the repo over here, right? So let's go to code, Godot. I don't know how you do add things over there. Maybe just drag this. Well. Nice. Okay. But I want to go to downloads. All right, engage privacy mode. This always ends up asking for my password. It's gonna take its sweet time, won't it? Man, there it goes. I really, really need to look into that. The caption shouldn't take that long. All right, I think it's done. By the way, does anyone from Osama's stream know what Osama was streaming? Or I guess you know what they were streaming, but what was it? Was it a game? Open scaffolding on not 10 without issues. Simple CS project change was enough. Gotcha. I'll probably be using AI for this. I want to do some of the setup stuff myself. In general, okay, so in Scalaseller, the like bulk of AI usage was smart autocomplete. In this project, I think I want to use it more as a guide and for like really simple features, maybe. But I'm still torn on that. Hello Neighbor 2. Okay, I've not heard of that. I think you were streaming a game last time that, what was it? Cuphead. Yeah, Cuphead I've heard of. I have not heard of that one, though. Not full agentic code base? No. Yeah. I mean, like having an LLM chat where players just tell the game what to do. Oh, I see. As a player of the game. Yeah, no, that's not a plan. Okay, so now if I do .NET version, we should have 10. Good. And the CS project thing can just figure out what to use. So when we make the new project, we want to make sure it's using 10. So make sure the new project uses C# 10 or C# 14, I guess. .NET 10. That'll probably be easiest. Hey, Presley. Okay, so Scalaseller having this, I'll just leave this in the VOD. Apparently we can have this, and that's fine. Now we got to set up the Rider project at some point. Set up Rider project. And then also Godot. I might want to update Godot. But then I got to be careful about what I'm using to develop Scalaseller. So what version of Godot are we on right now? 4.6.1 stable mono. We can just copy this. Scalaseller uses this. If we just go download Godot right now, they're up to 4.7. No, they're up to 4.6.2. Okay, you know what? It's probably not worth updating yet then. I wanted to start on the brand new everything, but it's not going to make a big difference for early game dev. It's one minor version, and it might change Scalaseller. So we could look at the what's new here and figure out what changed in 4.6.2. Where do we find that? Here. So changes, 3D, don't care about. Animation, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Probably doesn't matter. This might be something that's like a minor help. Crash on empty string, editable children state. T-read method. Build profile generator, creating bogus ones. Mute button after pausing and stopping. Theme, accessibility name, anything. I guess the editor stuff I don't care about. This is Android, that doesn't matter to me. Fix custom anchor preset. Yeah, this stuff probably doesn't matter. What about the rendering things? No, yeah, I don't think any of this matters. Okay, cool. How long did it take you to get used to that keyboard? So I always kind of split it into typing English, which was pretty quick, maybe like a week, and coding. And that was maybe like 2 to 3 months. And a lot of it is just, you really have to change how you think when you're coding with this at first. Hey, Phil M. Okay, so what did I just learn? What was I even just typing into? Because I lost my train of thought. Oh no. All right, let's put this here. Oh, I should put this on my homepage too. Yeah, let's write that down. I completely forgot what I was doing. Wow. It's unlike me not to have a note to go back to. Oh yeah, Godot, right. Right. I don't care about Godot. Okay. So then that's pretty much done. We'll just use the same version as Skeleseller for now. And like set up the README maybe. Maybe I should do that tomorrow. Yeah, that's not a very interesting thing to do right now. All right, so add this to the homepage. That's probably pretty important. And we had a shortcut for Skeleseller. I'm going to add a new row entirely. I guess I have new game right here. What would I expect to be the shortcut for going to the GitHub repo? K was kind of nice for going to the repo for Skeleseller. I mean, Stuck in a Broken Tutorial still has a K in it. I could just reuse that. Yeah, let's do that. And maybe new issue we'll put down into here. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Okay, so let's rename new game to SIABT. And then Skeleseller will remove the shortcut. And we'll add a repo. GitHub repo. Maybe I'll say stuck repo so I can highlight the K. Whoops. There we go. All right, paste that. And then new issue will move down to here. But this will be a new repo or new thing in here. Stuck in a broken tutorial. Is that the cat? It is the cat. Hello, cat. You want to join me? Come on. Come sit down. Come on. Good cat. Ooh, she's very soft. I think she just cleaned herself. All right, it's a new issue. This looks good. So let's save that. And now let's go to, what was that called? Homepage, yeah. Hey, develop it. Homepage. Okay, so now if I type K, it goes to my new repo. Cool. And if I type I, it makes a new issue in the new repo, right? Yep. Great. Love it. And I can still get back to the Skeleseller one here. This just says Skeleseller. It should probably say repo. Or like GitHub. There. Save that. Copy homepage 1. Oops. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. There we go. Wait, no. That one. Good. All right, good. All right, so add the homepage done. Set up Rider project is next. So this is where I want to take a look at what I had done for Skeleseller. We don't even have Skeleseller open. Okay, let's go open it. So we had a solution file. New game already? Yeah. Check out the today command. And hey, Smoo. This cat making her little grunting noises. It's a precursor to purring. So I guess the solution file doesn't really have anything all that interesting in it. But CS project file might have something a little bit more interesting. Oh, also I want to set up folder colors. I may need to download those images again. April. Yeah, so this is why I said there's going to be a slow start today. We have a lot of just like setup stuff. By the time I'm actually writing some code, I don't know how long it's going to be from now, but yeah, it'll take some time. So we have some analyzers here. I don't know if we need to add these. You know what? I'm gonna have Rider create a new solution for me. I liked the folder structure that we had here, at least having game.sln. I don't know about having that in the root folder. Yeah, I think it makes sense to do that. And a README and then just a bunch of folders. Yeah, I think that's sensible. Move style cop. I don't know if I need to do any of these things. I think Rider will just set everything up for me. Hey, TJ. Okay, so solution name, stuck in a broken tutorial. Oh, this could be named SIABT. Yeah. Project name sounds probably pretty reasonable. Solution directory, definitely not there. We want it to be here. Put solution and projects in the same directory. No. Create Git repository. No. Target framework. .NET 10. Sounds reasonable. Language C#, console app. Do not use top level statements. Add Docker file. What else do we have here? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. Custom templates, chicken soft game. Huh, interesting. There's a new SLNX format. I think I'll just stick with the old format for now. Actually, let's find out. .NET SLNX format. Does it try to put a project file alongside the solution? Reason. It's stable, understandable. It's well supported by all .NET tooling. Why don't they tell you why they did this, though? For years, you've worked with Visual Studio solution file format. Hasn't always been smooth, whether you've been modifying, maintaining, or trying to resolve merge conflicts. Understand your frustrations. Manual edits are tedious. Merge conflicts are a constant issue. Verbosity and redundancy. No real benefit. Okay, yeah, sure. I guess let's start with the new one then, huh? So how does the new file look? Pretty simple. Yeah. Hey, Sarah. How are you feeling about the design and the whole vision pre-code? I'm really excited about it. I think it's sounding very good. It sounds cohesive enough to me. It sounds like there's a lot of creative space we can explore. I think one of the difficult things is that actually perhaps the most difficult thing with this game is going to be scope and possibly, you know, gameplay length and everything as a result of scope. So like we're going to be making many small games, but that kind of feel like they should be big games. Yeah, ABC, I think this is a good idea. So I'm glad this is a thing that you told me about ahead of time. Okay, so now we have our new project open. And if I just go look at this over here. Oh, the solution ended up in this folder? Oh, I don't know about that. No, I don't think I want that like that. No, I want it one folder up. But we could probably just move it, right? Because I want the same structure that I had for this, where it was like the solution files alongside a game folder. I prefer game being the root rather than SIEBT. Yeah. I guess we could just rename the folder, right? Game. And that shouldn't cause any problems other than that I probably need to reopen Rider now. And then we got to make a git ignore at some point. How'd you create the solution? Through, I don't remember. That was a long time ago. All right, remove this from the project list. Open up this. Wait, why do we have another folder again? No items. Oh. Okay, so I want to open up that. This. Trust and open. Sounds good. Yeah, it looks like it opened. Why did I move to Rider? I've got the Y Rider command, I think. Yeah. Okay, so this is red for some reason. And where's the play button? It should work. Yeah, there it goes. It says hello world. Okay, great. So I think the Rider project's been set up. Yeah, now let's make a git ignore. For this, I always go to gitignore.io and just type in a bunch of stuff. So like Rider, C#, .NET Core, I don't know. What else? Godot. Is there any other technology we're using here? I think that's pretty much it. All right, create. So now we can just copy paste this in. So something I don't know how to do is how do you... Wait, no, do we already have a git ignore? We don't. Okay, bye, cat. All right, well, let's just out of here then. Touch git ignore. Git ignore. Huh, it's not finding it. Wait, it's not even finding it in here. I just messed that up. What? I'm in a game folder. Oh my god. Ah. I want to open the folder above it and still have this work. I don't know for sure that you can do that, but you probably can. Can I do that? Directory contains these solutions. Open as a directory or open the solution. I want to open it as a directory, I think. Why are there like a million folders over here with the same name? What is doing that? Unknown, thanks for the resub. Happy 30 months. What? This is strange. Tyron. I don't know what caused that to happen. Huh. We're actually stuck in a broken tutorial? I mean, this is very bizarre, right? And I probably can't go to specific files. Like, do we have program in here? We do. Okay, we can do that. Can I refresh this or something? Huh, strange. Here's Alex. I don't think you need that many folders. No, I think we need this many. Like, maybe we could delete one or two. All right, so here's our git ignore. I don't mind the created by part, but I'm not going to put a, here's how you edit this. Whoa, what's this? This little folder icon here. I guess it's just to indicate that you're ignoring a folder. That's kind of cool. So ID project settings can be added to Git. I think I want to add them, but I guess I would modify them for anyone using Rider. I think I tried to create a folder when you did move, but it's no longer there now. I guess that's the part I don't understand. Where is it even getting this from? Is it coming from the solution file? Oh, project path is wrong. Okay, there. I might need to reopen this. I'll just reopen it. Something weird is happening. Because this doesn't even exist, right? No, it doesn't. And I can't delete these? I cannot. Huh. Yeah, for the same reason the law just mentioned. That's exactly why I have mine open on the right. And welcome to the stream. All right, well, I'm a little bit torn. Download a new version of Rider. Update Junie. Why does it have these don't even exist? Oh, there's a .idea folder. Okay, maybe there's a, okay, I see. Maybe in .idea there's a reference to a folder that no longer exists. SIABT, it probably has, no, it doesn't have that. That's weird. Cat workspace, maybe? It does think they're here. Okay, maybe I should just remake the project. The CS proj file is not there. It's in some other thing. Game slash. Oh, yeah. That's not supposed to be there either. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, I messed everything up. Okay. Let's try to fix this. I want this to go in the root. Can I not move this? Rename? No, there's no move. Hey, Atomic. Well, not really prototyping just yet. Trying to figure out how I super broke this. All right, let's just move it on my system, and I won't try to figure it out through Rider, I guess. Not for right now, at least. All right, so we have this. I want this thing to be moved up. And then anything that's currently inside that folder. So move program, I guess. And that. I should probably name that game.cs proj, and then just delete this whole folder. Then now try launching Rider again. I mean, it's still opening this folder a million times. Can I run this? No, because it doesn't know that it's a solution anymore. Okay, well then maybe we just need to use the different folder structure. Yeah, maybe we just need to use the different folder structure. Try deleting .idea. Yeah, I can try that out. I'll do it through Finder so I don't mess something up here. Whoops. How do you, whoops. I just forget what the shortcut is to do this. There it is. What if you open Skeleseller in here? You have the same structure? Yeah, Skeleseller opens just fine. And I think I might change how I structure this anyway, just so that we have the solution. We should already have the solution at the top level, right? Yeah. No, I don't. Did I delete that? I might have deleted that. I think I did. I don't know. Yeah, it should have been there, and it looks like it's gone. It's one up. Oh yeah, you're right. But I either have the solution open or I have the file system open. I apparently cannot open. Well, maybe we could do this now. Please tell me this works. Whoops. No, I still can't open the gitignore file. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, it's right there. It says no index. Right, I'm supposed to index these things, right? So if I say edit or open in, wait, there's something here that, start index. There we go. Now I can type gitignore, right? Okay, great. We're moving slightly forward. Now this, I still need to figure out why we have a billion of these folders. Hey, Goose. Can I open the solution file? Yeah. So what's causing this to happen? Root namespace. Yeah, what's causing this to happen? If I go to the solution view, they're all gone. But the file system view is going to have this here, what, forever? And the file doesn't even exist? And if I say open in Finder, it doesn't do anything? Rider showing like duplicates of a folder that doesn't exist. Some cache somewhere. Yeah, but I wonder where the cache actually is. Try switching to project files instead of project. Invalidate cache. Oh, interesting. Okay, maybe that. Clear file system cache and local history. Invalidate and restart. Okay, maybe that'll do it. Okay, now what? Nice. Okay, we did it. Ooh. Okay, and we have a README. Nope, the README is not indexed by default. Now we can open it. This opens in some preview, though. How do I not preview? Yeah, just editor. Okay, Rider. So open the .slnx file. and everything should just work. Am I not on 2026.1? Splash screen said that. I think there's an update that I have to get. I don't know where that went. Yeah, I'll write that down for tomorrow. Update rider. I mean, I could technically do it today. So we have the git ignore. I don't have folder colors. We need to figure out whether to check in .idea stuff. Typically notifications. I think I'd clicked this last time, but I don't know what happened. Check for updates. Sure. Thought there was an update for rider itself. I guess it's also in the JetBrains toolbox here somewhere. Yeah, there's an update button I can press. I mean, I guess we might as well just do this now. Why not? It shouldn't take that long, right? Plus, it's not like I have anything I can delete. If I lose this entire folder, it doesn't make a difference. I can just recreate it. All right. Well, it's almost done. All right, verifying, unpacking. I wonder if it'll ask if I want to restart. We should probably update these things too, huh? Oh, I don't plan on using these today, but I should update them at some point. I guess while this is running, let's delete where I just wrote update rider. And then, yeah, while it's running, we'll do that too. So rider, should I check in .idea folder? Idea folder contains project settings files. Some should be committed, some should be excluded. One needs to show the following: index layout, VCS, run configurations. Okay, what is it trying to check in? I hope the update doesn't delete everything. So I think we want this git ignore. Does this ignore something in the idea folders? It doesn't ignore the git ignores in idea. So I'm going to assume that those are good. Let's check in all of those things. Then .name. How about we just start by checking in the root level git ignore? And that way it'll ignore all the other things if we need to. Did it finish updating rider? It did, yeah, restart. Updates from here, quick and smooth. Yeah, this was pretty quick. Oh, it's installing now, okay. All right, verifying. Hey, Memphis. And it should launch. Give it a sec. At least I think it should. Oh, yep, there it goes. Ooh, neat. All right, so now I can open this up. What's new? Support for file-based C# programs. Cool. Viewer for .NET assemblies. Improve support for C# extensions. Oh, nice. We were just talking about that. Okay. Game dev highlights. Yeah, let's click that. Complete mobile development for Unreal, Unity. None of that really matters, I guess. Enhanced Godot editor integration. Includes a new add-on that bridges the Godot editor and rider. When enabled, it automatically configures your Godot editor settings for a smoother development experience. Search for JetBrains rider integration in the asset lib inside the Godot editor to get started. Interesting. I wonder what that does. Find all rider installations, provides a selector, provides use rider toggle. Okay, I'll look this up later. Consider installing this from Godot. How do you pronounce it? I'm not sure. I've just been saying SIAVT. But hey, man, hey, Cuddlefish. And hey, MLZ. Okay, well, let's go back to this for a sec. So I want to check in just the git ignore. Double click to open diff preview. Okay, sure. All right, let's just start with this one. Don't I need to change the settings for this in every new project? I think I do. How do you do that? I don't remember. I know you can do it through here though. Version control. Commit. Yeah, here we go. Limit body there. Wrap when typing reaches margin. Limit subject line. Subject line should be 50. Blank line there. Hi. Are you seriously gonna just sit on my keyboard? Really? What? I've never seen her do that before. She just came over and started like plop herself on her side. Hey now, Fox. Hi, yeah, sit down. Hey Toulouse. Attention now. Yeah. Hey, not fine and hey, nine. All right, good cat. She's got her little flagpole up here. The cat sign, meaning she's cleaning herself now. Okay, let's save that stuff. So add initial git ignore file. That's gonna be our first push. Now that did not change anything here. So we probably do want to check these things in. They look kind of the same. Name, index layout. Yeah, we probably check in all of this stuff. Is that what they said on their site too? VCS index layout. VCS index layout. They also have .name. Yeah, sure, fine. Checking all that stuff. So add initial files. This includes program.cs, which is pointless, but that's okay for now. Cool. It's been this long, man. Happy 6 years. Thank you for the resub. It has been that long. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy. How long do you think it'd take for you to get a working prototype or demo with programmer art? I'm not sure, because we're making kind of several games now. It's not just one. So I'd estimate probably at least a month. Yeah. What's the purpose of adding .idea files? I'm not sure. They say here what some of these are for. So presumably it's for anyone else using Rider on the team to be able to have the right things indexed, for example. Okay, and we'll just put here update readme. All right, cool. So that stuff is done. Consider installing this. This we can do maybe later. Next is set up folder colors, set up folder structure maybe, set up Godot stuff. Yeah, we need like a simple Godot project now. So I had done this inside of game, right? Yeah, project.godot. Okay, so I want to use Godot. Here's Scaleseller. I want to keep this open for sure. So let's open a new window now. What would be really nice, I know you can't really see this, but my, whatever you call this thing, system tray or something, like from Windows. It'd be nice if I could have like a skull icon here and some other kind of icon here, but they're just plain Godot icons, so it won't be easy for me to tell which project is which. It's called a doc. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so yeah, in the doc, I'd love to change those. And I have an icon for Scaleseller, so I could just get it to look like the skull. That would be great. Although then I guess it would be hard to differentiate between which one's Godot and which one's the instance I'm running. But maybe we should look into that too. See if there's a way to change the Godot icon in the doc so that I can differentiate Scaleseller from SIABT. Yeah, I'm not totally sure unknown. If it turns out to be something we shouldn't share, then yeah, I can always change it. All right, so let's make a new window here. And let's make, oh, did I already have a new window? I think I might have done that already. I did. And then let's go make a new project. Create. Okay, browse to Godot. Stuck in a broken tutorial. So I want it to go into here, I think. Project name. Can we have spaces here? I think you can. Version control, let's say none. Forward plus for now. Yeah. Right click, get info, drag your icon on top of the icon that appears in the info window. But will that modify it for every single instance of Godot? Because like, I would only want it to be for one of them. Like, hopefully what I'm saying makes sense here. Imagine if I had 2 instances of VS Code open. Like, I have the VS Code icon. I want that for Scala, but like I want a different one for my other project. I think I would just end up changing the icon for all of it, right? With that plan. Okay, so now we have a file here. How does this look? We should have project.godot. Yeah, perfect. Wait, no, that's not .godot. Oh no. It made it in another thing. Oh yeah, I told it to. Okay, let's delete that then. Maybe we could remove it. I don't know. I want to just do things how Godot wants me to do things. So quit the project list. Duplicate Godot if you really want. Small enough. Yeah, I can write that down. That's a good suggestion. Okay, well, where'd the project list go? Here it is. Let's try this again. So delete this, I suppose. Remove from project list. I want to also delete the folder though. Yeah. I'll just open it like this. Okay, let's try that again. Create. And we want it to go in here. Select, but then don't put it inside another folder. Selected path is not empty. Choosing empty folder is highly recommended. I think this is fine. How did this look over in Scala? Like, there's not a bunch of cruft here, right? It's just a... Whoop, that's not right. It's a project.godot and export presets, and that's it. And maybe we could have put export presets somewhere else, but I think that's okay. Have you seen the comic I shared above? Let me take a look. Yeah, I've seen that before. Breaks my soul. You have to learn these lessons the hard way. Yeah. And this is where version control, the way I always kind of look at it is, however long it's been since you last pushed, that's how long you could potentially lose your progress. And for me personally, because I'm streaming a lot of this stuff, it's kind of lower than that even. So like if I work for 2 hours and then my entire hard drive goes away somehow, I don't know, my goes up in flames or something, like, yeah, I still have the VOD. But I do tend to commit and push pretty frequently. All right, so now let's look at the folder structure. This should be back to normal. So there's game. We go into game. We have... How did I still mess this up? Did I not finish pressing? No, I didn't press enter. I guess create folder is not needed. Let's just click this anyway. The entire contents of this folder will be imported as project resources because it's got these folders here. Oh man. Why was this not an issue with Scala? Why did it even make bin and obj folders? Oh, I guess because we have a console application. If we don't have a console application, we can probably get rid of these things. All right, well, let's go delete them all then. Yeah, because I ran it. Yeah, I'll get rid of those. Game, delete. There. Okay, so now we can create this. Now we should have a new project. And it just has an icon in here. Yeah. I think we're good there. So now, if I run this from over here, I wonder what would happen. Probably nothing good. Probably I need to edit the configuration so that it's going to run with Godot. Yeah, at which point I need to figure out how I did this for Skeleseller. Is it one of these things? Maybe I didn't do it here. Let's just open up a new solution or open. Skeleseller solution, new window. This worked just fine. So how did this work? I just specified everything. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's just specify everything again. Where did this save though? Why don't I see this inside of here? Yeah, weird. Shouldn't this be inside the idea folder or something? There's nothing in here? Idea.game. How deep does this rabbit hole go? Maybe just... Aha. Workspace.xml. There it is. So this is something that's exclusive to me. Yeah, so this should not be checked in. I use sync thing to mirror my dev folder across multiple machines constantly. Yeah, I only use it for my notes for right now. Yeah, ripgrep does follow gitignore, and I wasn't sure if this was in gitignore or not, so I just switched. Yeah. Okay, but anyway, here it all is. It's in workspace. So if I just open this up, workspace.xml. So now we have however I set this thing up, and we should find an executable here somewhere. Yeah, it's this. Okay, so we just want to do the same thing. I mean, I guess the other way I could have done this is possibly just opened up both of these. No, I don't think you can do that. All right, whatever. I'll do it like so. We'll just copy paste everything out of here. And that's it, right? Yeah, I think that's it. And before launch build solution. Yeah, I think I have written a note about this. All right, so now we go over to here, we click this, we click edit, and we change this to do something else. Maybe we just delete this whole configuration. I don't think there's any point in having this. Oh wait, can you just pick Godot out of this list? Oh, you can. Godot 3 and Godot. Godot executable scene file. Options. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Here we'd have to specify a scene file as opposed to pulling it from the project file. I think I'd rather it pull from the project file. I'm not actually sure. No, let's try this. This might be a good idea. Okay, so this needs to be wherever we have this thing located. So right there. Done. Scene file, we don't actually have one yet. So I guess I can't do this just yet. And before launch, probably build the solution. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so now let's go make a scene for ourselves. Maybe just an interface and a rich text label. This is working correctly. Fit content. Make this larger. Make the font size gigantic. Okay, there we go. Now let's save this inside scenes. Call this delete me. Now if I go pass that in to Rider, Oh, I never named this. Main scene, Godot, main, I don't know, sure. Scene file is going to be this. Now can we run that? Problem. What does it say? Error, assets file not found? Okay, first of all, how do I have this thing look nicer? Whoops. I want this to be at the bottom of the window, I guess. Yeah, there we go. And then for this to probably be over here. Game OBJ. Okay, that no longer exists. I deleted that. But where are we trying to find project.assets dot something? What do you imagine the outcome will look like where you don't go back to working for another company? Is that something you're striving toward? Yeah, that's something I'm striving toward. I think it's that one of these games does well enough where it's not like I'm just, you know, subsisting off of less than minimum wage for most of the development of the next game. Could turn off on soft wrap. I wonder if I can just do that like that. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty helpful. But yeah, it's looking in a folder that doesn't exist. Project assets. It can't even find this? Assets file not found. Do .NET restore. I shouldn't even have any packages though. I also don't want an OBJ file to even exist. Do you imagine opening a game studio? Or is that sort of what you're already doing? Not like a traditional game studio. I don't know. I think for that to even be a possibility, there's got to be a game that makes like a ton of money. Because this is something I was telling my wife about Scalaseller. I was like, look, this was hard enough to do, but now imagine if I had like 5 people working full time and I needed the game to be successful enough to pay them for like 3 years. Like, we can't just make games I want to make. We'd have to make games that try to make money. I'd like to make games that I want to make. And thanks, Krasner. Folder shouldn't be there unless you build something, right? I'm hoping it's just not needed to be there. It doesn't need to be there at all. But I don't know how we skip this. Yeah, I'm not sure how we skip this. Maybe there's something pointing to it somewhere. It says output type executable. That's probably why. Because I think in Scalaseller for the game project, we did not have that as an output type. No, we didn't. So I probably got to delete that. I wonder what we even put in there then. Target framework, enable dynamic loading, root namespace. This is maybe pulled from the solution or something at this point. Doesn't stream anymore. Is that, what was the name? Jonas Hofgaard, I think? Because I remember. We would raid each other back then, I think. It's a different project SDK entirely. Hey, Tyrion. If I just try running this now, does this work? No. All right, I'm not sure what to do for this, but we'll have to figure this out. So I'm going to take a break, figure out the build issue. It's still looking for... Oh, wait, now it's target framework. Oh, no, it's different now. Needs a target framework. So I can probably copy that from Scalaseller and make it .NET 10. Okie dokie. Well, and Godot. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. Is it jump time? Is that not going to work? It should have, even with a question mark. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Okay, hello again. Close the game. Hey, Renault. Hey, Lunbox. What is going on with my stupid captions? Close the game. Gosh. There. I gotta fix those. Because I relied on those for so long, and now having them be unreliable is very frustrating. Okay, so this looks like a different issue this time around. And it probably came from me not having this here. And also, apparently, the Godot SDK being missing. So let's just do that. And then type /prod. Oh, there we go. All right, so .NET 8, we want this .NET 10, but I don't know if it should be 10.0. Because even when it was .NET 8, it wasn't really... Well, I guess it is .NET 10.0. Okay, fine. Anything else here? True game analysis mode all. Run analyzers during build. Enable .NET analyzers. Nullable enable. We don't need this. We don't have tests. All right, let's just try running that. See what happens. Okay, not quite, not quite working yet. It opened Godot, but it didn't open my project. What's this now? I guess this should be moved down here too. How do we make this take up the same space? That's probably good enough. Okay, so what's going on? Case mismatch for like a million different projects? Yeah, it's just loading the wrong thing, which means that the run configuration is probably broken. But how? Godot executable is here. Scene file is here. What am I missing? Start a new project? Yes, I did. Yeah. Scala Seller had the path option. Yeah, I'm using this Godot runtime thing though, which I would have thought would launch the game, but I guess not. How do I get help on this thing? Where did this thing come from? Where did this come from? It's just here. It's just built in. Then there's Godot 3 start and debug. All right, let's look this up. Rider Godot run configuration. Godot support. Where do we... use the player run configuration to launch your... Player? I typed Godot. Player? Standalone player. This sounds like Unity. Or at least the icon, I don't know, maybe it looks like Unity, right? Is it Unity? Huh, no, maybe this is correct. Player run configuration. That's the name of a configuration. It's created automatically when you open the Godot project. I never actually opened the Godot project, right? I don't think it's this. Let's just do this the way that I did for the Scala Seller one, right? Just delete this. It should just be whatever we had for this thing. Debug GD script. Configuration name editor type run executable .NET executable. .NET executable. Okay, great. Yeah. Well, all right, fine. We're just going to do this the way that I had originally planned on doing it. I just thought that I could use the other run configuration. So -- path game working directory is going to be this, but not really. There we go. And that should be it. Okay, great. And then, as always, I forgot to name it. Godot main. All right, so now I just press F5 and it should launch. Mono location is not specified in settings correctly and cannot be discovered automatically. Please check mono settings under File, Settings, Build Execution Deployment, Toolset, and Build. Build Execution Deployment, Toolset, and Build. Mono executable path. It can't just figure this out. Did I have this set for the other one? Is it worth trying to open the Godot project in Rider to see if it auto configures things? I just haven't committed yet, and I'm not sure what files it's going to create if I do that. Do I need to find this from like .NET itself? I guess the only thing we modify... Oh, no, we have modified some other things. Oh, that's all Godot stuff. Shouldn't there be some kind of like Godot button over here that knows that I'm working with a Godot project? Did this have one? It did not. What if I open a TSCN file? There's, what's this off do? Analysis. Yeah, there was a Godot button over here somewhere. I don't know where that went. I wonder if I misconfigured this. This is Scala Seller right now, but I wonder if I misconfigured this so that I can't even view this anymore. Maybe it just needs to be indexed. Does that work? No. Huh, strange. What if I do this? I mean, maybe Godot support. Go back to free mode after the pro trial. It's broken. Yeah, I don't know how to help there. Sorry. Hey, Obama. What do I do? Oh, Dad Walking, thanks for the resub. Happy half year at tier 2, no less. I am struggling to do basic things. Okay, yeah, let's try opening up the Godot project, I guess. This. Oh, I just opened that one file. Yeah, I'm not sure then. And Deadeye, thank you for subbing. Happy first month. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess we'll just set the mono location. No main scene defined. Oh, that's different. And new. And easy to fix. Because we just click this play button and then select current. And now it'll probably work from over here. Hey, would you look at that? So can I stop this? Nice. Ooh, we did it. We did it. All right, I don't ever want to monitor this, I think. You spend such little time doing the initial configuration that it never sticks. Yeah, yeah. And also, even if you did this, like, let's say once every year instead of once every 2 or 3 years, it's like enough things have probably changed between the last time and the current time. But yeah, I think we got this up to date now. Yeah, set up Godot stuff. That's done. So let's go check that in. I think we want to check in all of this. Why is this here? Oh, because it's deleting it. Yeah, so checking all this stuff. We eventually need to delete icon.svg. I'm not going to do that yet. Okay. So add initial Godot files. A lot of these will probably be deleted. Well, not a lot. There are only a couple. Also, editor config is there. What's that doing? This is for Godot, I think. Or is that for Rider? No. It's for the project. Yeah, we checked this in before. Yeah. We need that. Some of these will eventually be deleted. Okay, so far, so good. Now, set up folder colors. Yeah, let's go do that. So this is inside of game. I want the same structure that we had for Skeleseller. So we had assets, scenes, source, and those are red, green, orange. Wait, we ended up with these folders again. How'd that happen? Can I put these somewhere else? I don't want these here. No, nice goo. Hope it goes well. Yeah, because isn't this going to be part of the Godot project that we have? Yeah, it will be. Although, can you ignore these somehow? I don't think you can. How do I customize where those go? Rider, change bin, and OBJ locations. Why was this not a thing for Skeleseller? Use node's base output path and base intermediate output path in the proj file. Interesting. Those should appear inside Godot. Is that what we had here? No, I don't think we had these at all in here. Yeah, I don't think we had them at all in Skeleseller. No. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a .NET 10 thing. Maybe it's that I still mess something up. If I just delete them, do they come back? I mean, they probably do. They haven't so far. Well, they're not back. Okay. Well, maybe they're just gone now. Were those checked in? They shouldn't have been checked in. They should have been get ignored. I mean, you can go take a look at the get ignored and make sure bin in OBJ, yeah. .NET Core build folders. Okay, well, sure. So yeah, folders. Let's get the folders that we want. So we have scenes. We need assets, source, and I want colors for these. And I forgot how to do this. I didn't write it down. Did I write it in my Godot notes, I wonder? Could have sworn I talked about folder colors somewhere. Huh. I know I wrote this down somewhere. Give me a sec. Mac OS. Godot engine. You can color folders, color coded folders. Ah, here it is. It's in my videos to make folder. If you want to go a step further, you can change the folder color on your OS. I'm on Mac. I went to macosicons.com, selected search for red folder, orange folder, etc. Okay. So yeah, we just need to go here. Hey, Spike. Well, we just started the project, not really the coding yet. So now here's where we can find, yeah, orange folder. Okay, so there's a good one. Download that. And then green folder. Sure, download that. And then red folder. The light one probably. Nah, I don't really care which one. They're both red. Okay, now what? Drag the PNG onto the folder icon, the one at the top. I think you have to click this. Yeah, nice. Okay, easy. Okay, so we just put this here. Nice. Yeah, for those who didn't know this about Mac, I think this is amazing for game development. Because that way you can have all the stuff in a folder whose color will indicate if it's correct. I mean, correct, more or less. There we go. And then orange for source. So I did have a mnemonic for some of this. Orange and source kind of have the same or sound. Scene and green rhyme. And then red was just a remaining color. I couldn't think of something clever for assets. All right, then we can also right click this and click the colors in there. Oh, that changed. Okay, good. Now in Godot, we need to color these. Set folder color red, green, and orange. Perfect. Assets could have been brown, but what's the mnemonic for that? And hi, east and west. This is default. You can change the folder color and even add an emoji to it. I'm not on the newest one. Tahoe, I think, is the newest one. I'm not on that. So I'm doing it this way. But you're saying the newest one has just a way for you to right click and change the color? Right click, customize folder, add a color. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have a way to do that. I know the dots are there by default, but I didn't know they changed the icon. That's kind of cool. I'll write that down. I will probably have to update it at some point. In fact, I probably shouldn't stop. I probably shouldn't hold off on updating it. When it comes to folder colors on Mac OS. Because that's a pretty nice feature. I think it's useful. All right, so this is done. We can go check this in. This is just adding folder colors. Color folders correctly. Oh, this is going to try adding these in. I don't want that. There's some like obnoxious way to fix this. Where was it? Yeah, here it is. I got to put this into get ignore. There. Oh, we should probably push this. What am I doing? How do you just push? Huh. I don't know how you do that. I see commit and push. How do you push through Rider? Push. There's no icon for it over here? Oh, that's pretty helpful. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Wow. Yeah, neat. You have some color circles. What do they do for you? They just set the little dot on here, but they don't change the icon. I'm using a new IDE. Yeah, I'm using Rider. Is it worth committing to a new Godot project repo so you can spin up your preferred working structure in moments? We'll be doing this often, but it might take less friction. Well, so let's say I had done that. I wouldn't have used this new solution format. Like we now have an SLNX file. If I had spun this up before, I wouldn't have changed that, for example. So I don't think it's probably worth doing. Wait, Kendrick, are we talking about the same things? When you put an emoji on your folder on your Mac OS, like does it change the folder icon? So that you can have like a thinking face here or something? Because I don't want to just change the dot. That's a small portion of it. I want to actually change the colors here so that even in a dialog, I'll see these folder icons. All right, what are we at now? So update Godot.net. We're done with that. Ask AI to set up linters with sensible defaults. So I'll just say to keep an eye on this maybe as we code. Make sure linters are working correctly. I don't know if I even have to configure anything for them. I was pushing through the Git tab. Just to be clear, the dot does not change the color of a folder. It just puts a dot. So if I change this to like, well, sorry, it's already blue. But if I change it to this does not change the color of the folder icon. Like I said, it just puts a dot there. It might do that on Tahoe now. I don't know. And I'm not sure if that's what Kendrick is saying. But like, I wanted to change the color of the icon. Yeah, folder icon color. Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, so this is not the case on Sequoia, at least. What was I doing? Yeah, the linter thing. Okay, so we don't need this. And the extension keyword. I do want to look into this at some point. All right, make sure new project uses C# 14. It should use it, right? I don't think we need to do anything else. I should probably push this. Log into GitHub to continue. Okay, engage privacy mode. I really have to fix that. Okay, you've been authorized. You can close the page. And there we go. Did it push? Let's find out. Yes, it did. Cool. Okay, now what about .NET 10 and C# 14 and whatever? How do we test it really fast? C# 14 features. I'll just try typing some code with one of these features. Extension members. Yeah, so like what if I copy paste this into the file? I've got to probably make a shortcut for, let me write this down. Rider stuff, figure out how to push to Git more easily than running an action, and set a shortcut for opening Explorer. Command K, Command B. I don't already have that, right? No, I don't. And what's on my clipboard here? Yeah, this. Yeah, I'm going to try this out. I also got to figure out how I can add files more easily. Maybe just like this. Add class. Testeroni. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Do I want to add to Git? Not now, I don't. Extension is underlined. Do not nest type. Okay, but it doesn't have a problem with... doesn't have a problem with extension, I guess. Yeah. This is probably a bad way of me looking at this. I guess we could have just set an extension on string or something. Public static class testeroni. Extension t source. I just want this to be like string source. Source dot length is greater than or is equal to 0. All right, sure. Let's just try that. I just want to see what happens here. And then what do you have to? Using is not required. Sure, delete all that. Typo. That's not a typo. In fact, let's add that to the dictionary. Where is that? Save to dictionary. This computer. Yeah. Nested types should not be visible. That's the only part I don't understand. And then I would use this from somewhere else, which we haven't already, but let's say I add another file. Add new class, testeroni2. I don't want to add this yet either. And public static void whatever. So string s equals hi s dot is empty. Console dot write line empty. Okay, so now this should not be found. Yeah, it just says nested type should not be visible. What is this? Hey, LA. And hey, monkeys. You changed the speech to text model or did it randomly get worse? I upgraded local vocal from 0.1 to 0.6 and it caused a bunch of unexpected issues. Inline errors. I think that's a plugin just like for VS Code. Yeah, maybe the typo checker is something I should disable, but if it does find it in a user-facing string, that would be nice. Nested types should not be visible. Type that's declared in the scope of another type. Useful to encapsulate private implementation details of the containing type. I don't understand what this even want me to fix here. I've never used extension before, so C# extension keyword. Are there visibility modifiers in this? It's an extension, so I wouldn't expect there to be. Yeah, here's their example that they have. Oh, wait, they have a... No, I see. Yeah, I don't know what I'm missing then. This doesn't seem like it's all that helpful. CA1034. Extension method. Hey, Chase. Incorrectly reported for extension members. Yeah, this is probably it. Well, this was closed already. What do they say? You need this version? The fix wasn't backported? What is even configuring this for me? .NET analyzers. Like, where's that coming from? Oh, wait. Oh, right there. Enable. So I could just turn this off, I guess. If I set this to false, those won't happen anymore. Is that even correct? Yes. Except for I broke the file. That's probably why. False. Okay, let's try that now. Yeah, that fixes that. Okay, so how do we specify the version of this? What a fix. Well, that's not the full fix yet. I want to see if we can change what version we're using. They're now included in .NET SDK. Yeah, but is there a way that you can change which ones? I'm not sure you have to add all the packages. We shouldn't have to. It's just running these, but it's running them with a version of the analyzers that isn't what I want it to be, I think. Inspection settings. Roslyn. Enable. Yeah, I don't know where you customize. Can't even click this for some reason. I don't know where you customize the version of this. All right, well, let's try this in Kagi. I wanted to give it a shot. That's not better, I guess. Hey, Potato, what are we building? Check that out. That's the explanation of the game we're going to be working on. Adding as a NuGet reference should overwrite it. Oh, and with the NuGet reference, I can specify the version. .NET Analyzer, yeah, here we go. This is in its own item group. I guess we just delete all this other stuff. And then specify what, this version? 11.0.100 preview, blah, blah, blah. Feels like the link together. I am not sure. It has a panel for this. Where might that be? Oh, there, manage NuGet packages. So what is the thing that I want? Net analyzers. This one. Oh, it's already got a preview version 26159.1112. Wow. It's already apparently installed for me. And it's not working correctly. How'd you even add VS Code extension to Rider? VS Code extension? I didn't, sorry, if you were talking about the error lens thing, I'm just saying it was an equivalent extension. It says available, not installed. Where does it even say available? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Okay. So I guess let's write that down somewhere. Is this a troubleshooting section? Yeah. So what do we say for this? Roslyn analyzer not working as expected. So in my case, I hit this issue being this. Oh, what just happened? In this comment, they say to use a particular version of this. To do this, I had to right-click my csproj file in Rider, choose the, what is it? Manage NuGet packages. And then how do you, and then right-click, yeah. Can I like copy this? Copy package name. And then right-click this correctly versioned entry and choose install. And then that's it. It should just work. Okay, that looks good. What about this? Nice, it's fixed. Cool. Yeah. I use both, sick. I use this for the notes I'll eventually publish and kind of keep durable. So yeah, I've got, like what Tolu said, I've got a command for this too. And I should probably say why I still use Obsidian in that. I might as well. Ecom Y Google Docs. He still uses, and yeah. Obsidian is still nice for durable notes that make it to that. Cool. Okay, so what have we done here? We have ensured that we're using the correct version of C#. That's it. So now I can go delete these files because I don't want these at all. How do I roll back? Here we go. Wait, no, that's not how you do that. Man, this is the thing I don't like about the Rider way of doing things. If I rolled back in VS Code, it would be the same as delete. But here I have to explicitly pick delete. It's not a big deal, but it's a deal. Okay, so use preview version of .NET analyzers. This is to work around this issue. Cool. There is a quotation mark at the beginning. What of my commit message? git log -1. Where did you see that? Oh, the command. There, yeah, it's supposed to be there for the question. Can you drag and drop files into Rider from Finder? It doesn't work for me. I have not tried, and I prefer not to try for right now. But yeah, it sounds like something that should work. Maybe you have it set to a different view over here, like file system versus solution. I'm not sure if that would matter. All right, so next up, we got to do these things. Figure out how to push to get more easily. Yeah, how are you supposed to do this? Like, let's say I wanted to push right now. What would I do? I know I can run it through the command thing. I know that if I had a commit, I could click push here. But how do you just push? Huh. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised about that. There's pull requests. Maybe I'm supposed to do it through this. No. Huh. Click main at the top. Wait, that's a different kind of main. Of this? Top left? Ah, thank you. Okay. Got it. Okay. So this is how I can push. This will open the thing that I was using. Okay, got it. All right, so we'll write this in here. So random set of notes. So like one-liner usage notes to push through Git, click your branch name, which shows for me at the top left. Then choose push ... Yeah. And also type push into the actions menu. Is that what that's called? What is this called? I guess I can find it through my shortcuts by looking at the key map and then typing that. Find action. Yeah, I can add a shortcut. The reason I don't want to add a shortcut for this in particular is it's not something I do very frequently. And usually when I do it, I want to look at something a little bit more. Like this. But if I do end up doing it more frequently, I can add a shortcut for it. Like I do want to add one for Explorer, so let's go do that. Explorer. Yeah, by the way, for those wondering, so we're starting a new project in code, and if you want to find out more, there's that command for it. But then also I'm switching from VS Code to Rider, and I did some setup, but I haven't actually used it for a given day of coding. So a lot of these little rough around the edges problems we're trying to fix as we come up with them, rather than saving them for like a month from now and then getting them all done at once. So Explorer, how do we open this? None of these are what I want, right? I want to, it's called Explorer. But when I type Explorer here, there's unit test assembly. I don't think that's correct. Show log in Finder. Where's just like show Explorer view? Maybe it's this. That's strange. Maybe just explore. Huh. How do you set a shortcut for this? And what is that called? Maybe it's something up here. Window, editor tabs. Tool windows. Here we go. Explorer should be there, right? It's not. Oh, there it is. It's not alphabetized. All right, so tool window explorer. Does that show up somewhere here? Okay, I'm confused. How do you set a shortcut for this? Rider set shortcut for tool window explorer. Control Alt 0 to open the Explorer tool window. command 1. Is that what it is for me? No. What? What am I doing wrong? How am I not able to find this? Show tool window names? Whoa, don't want that. Yeah, command 1 is the default, but I should be able to change it, right? Shouldn't it be in here? Oh, maybe it'll show. It's probably this. There's no name. It's a blank entry. Add keyboard shortcut. If this works, this is gonna be kind of funny. Oh my god. Okay, that's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, so I only happened to know that because I found it through here, and I knew that it showed up after problems. But inside the key map, for some reason, it's got no name. I wonder how that's even possible. Wow. Maybe it's an update thing. Oh, that is pretty funny. So if I search for just a blank space, no, there's no way to search for it. Broken icon, maybe? I mean, broken name as well. So now if I search for this, KB, yeah, wow, crazy. Huh. How's the new project feeling? Well, the new project is feeling good, but we've only done design so far. I haven't actually coded anything yet. We'll probably start that today. I spent a bunch of money yesterday on some of the assets. So now we have those over here. So like we have the platformer character. There's a whole lot of, yeah, there's a whole lot of sprite sheets we have. These would be cool to use. Incognito mode, yeah. Yeah, no, Explorer doesn't actually show it. Oh wait, maybe it shows it as a blank line is what you're getting at? No, I don't see a blank line in here either. Yeah. I'm not sure what that's all about. Okay, well, we've done that. Now, there were some things I wanted to keep in mind here. Where were those? I guess let's close every other tab that I have open right now and then just open the design document. Over budget. I spent $25, I think. And I got 4 asset packs for that. And I'm looking forward to trying them out and everything. Okay, so we have some implementation details in here, and one of them was rider usage notes. Yeah, make sure I have warnings and wrappings. That's done. Make sure to use this to expand and shrink selection. So that's... I don't have any CS files, do I? No, I don't. All right, so I can't easily test this, I guess, but I can do this. Yeah. And then what was the other thing that I have? Try distraction-free mode and see if I like it. Yeah. Yeah, let's try that out. All right, so should spend some time doing code design, maybe with AI, subgames handle their own input, add credit for assets. So I think what we need to do now is actually get started with stuff, right? We're working from a clean slate. Yes, we are. So we're going to make a title screen, which means make a scene handler. And one of the other things we got to do at some point, I have this written down, is the thing about library code. Make a library, but only use it from this game. So how will we do this? Yeah, here's what I was thinking. Let's say we have like task X, and let's say the solution is something we've already done for Skeleseller. So this solution becomes a good candidate for turning into library code. And what I was thinking of doing is we put this into its own Git repo somewhere and then use it as a submodule from Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. It's just a little bit tedious to deal with submodules, especially when you start changing branches. Hmm. 1,500 streams. The other thing we could do, we could just make a separate folder, and for the next game, extract that into a submodule or into its own repo. Is there any other... I mean, if it's going to be a library that gets shared, it's got to be a repo at some point, right? Yeah, I don't think there's any way around that. Not Dropbox. I guess you could create a package instead. Yeah, but but I was only planning on sharing it across like autonomous games. All right, well, we have an intermediate thing we can do too. So yeah, I think we have two options. Either make this now, make this new repo now, or just like start working and make it in the future. The risk is that I then never make it, then we have a problem. You can go mono repo. But like I said, for the next game, if we want to use some of this library code, we would have to extract it at that point, or make every single game in the same repo. Oh, I guess that's what you're saying. Not just these two projects, but also the next games project as well. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea, because you'll have assets from like totally disparate games. It'll probably become a little bit of a mess. What do I want to do? Let's hold off for a bit. Yeah. Make the library repo and grant permissions to that. Yeah, so we'll just keep track for now of when we want that code. So we have a main CS class here, which corresponds to a scene. It has a scene root, it has a scene transition. And what else does it have? Transition layer, virtual cursor. Yeah. I use a submodule for the translations. I don't think they're awful. I just think they're not incredibly ergonomic. Yeah, I'll make the submodule later though. All right, so make a scene handler. So what do we actually need here? Because I want to keep things simple where we can. Like here we had a whole bunch of code for some different things. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot. But like this would handle quitting. It would handle translations changing. And it would set up the initial game. And there was a state machine for this. And then how did we do scene transitions? Manage scene transitions in the main scene. In order to transition to a different one, call this the callback action for any further setup. When this loads, it will add a color rect that will be used to create the fade effect. Must be set via the editor. So this is another thing. This is probably fine for now, but if we eventually want different transitions or like a shader to control this, I guess it could still be done with just a rectangle over everything. Then I don't need to worry about canvas groups and all the weird little issues that I'd encountered before. A canvas layer. I guess we need to have a canvas layer, and the canvas layer is here. Okay. Then we have transition to scene. We free the existing scene. I wonder if we'll always want to do that. Wait one frame to make sure the previous scene has been properly cleaned up. Load new scene. Okay, well, we could make this very simply at first. I think this is one of the most difficult decisions to make right now, which is like, how simple do we make things to get to the parts that we want to test? Like, this isn't supposed to be prototype level code. But if I don't make things like correctly at first, there's a chance that we never change them. So the simplest possible thing to do would just be like start the player on the title screen always, no matter what, and then always transition to this next thing that we have, and we could keep it really simple there. We probably want a loading screen in the middle though, but like we don't know that the game is going to be fun yet. That's what I was saying. Checkpoint 1 will kind of help determine that. But if we want to copy over the scene transition stuff, we have like 6 different classes we need to copy over. Because even something like this, instantiate scene, we need now this file, which uses a resource cache, which our resource cache we'd probably copy over too. And a lot of these we could just copy paste over. It's not a problem. Not going to GDScript. It's also not a prototype, to be clear. I decided to just go right toward working on checkpoint 1. Better have a good basis now without making it too complicated. So yeah, there are 2 different routes we could do, which is either like make it totally correctly from the get-go, or cut corners and come back, well, like hopefully come back later. I think let's kind of take, yeah, a simpler approach for now. So in general, cut some corners for now without having things be totally prototype level code. We don't need proper transitions between things just yet. Between scenes just yet. Yeah. Come back later means it's never going to happen. Yeah, and a lot of times it won't happen. In cases like this, there's some polish that I think you can't really ignore for a game. And then there's like code quality that you could ignore. So as an example, like let's say we didn't have a nice loading screen. We're going to need a loading screen eventually. Like we can't ignore that forever. So we'll have to do that. But we don't have to do it now. And there's hardly anything to load yet. Don't need to have an explicit loading screen yet, etc. Yeah. You have notes to come back? Otherwise I wouldn't advise to cut corners. Yeah, we'll have notes on what to come back to. Yeah. Okay. So I think we should probably still have a main scene. So this is delete me. We should definitely delete this. Oh, which is gonna change what the startup scene is. Whoops. I could type the right thing. Okay, so let's make a new scene inside of here. Actually, no, inside of a folder inside of there. Create new folder. So what do we end up with for Skeleseller for our scene folders? Because I know we had for a long time just a whole bunch of things in this root folder. I don't want those there. So maybe, oh, interesting. The icon shows up as a file. Maybe we'll call this like control flow. Yeah, that's probably good. Control flow. And then under there, we'll make a new scene and call it main. And this will, who cares what it is for right now, I guess. So it was a GUI node, a control node, which probably makes the most sense. And underneath it is, I mean, I guess we'll put the title screen or something. It will need a script eventually. And this is now going to form the foundation when we go to here. Scene, run, main, scenes, control flow, main. Done. Okay, so now I hit play, we'll see a blank screen. Good. And now I want to give this a C# script. Circle Rider, what is that? Curious which guys are interested in Kagi. I stopped using Bing finally. I think Bing's quality has just gone so far downhill that it's not worth using anymore. And I switched to Google, and upon mentioning that in Discord, people are like, you should try Kagi. So yeah, don't forget to change the .NET settings inside Godot. Debugging might not work, at least in VS Code is problematic. Yeah, when I encounter these things, I'll probably tackle them. Like if I try setting a breakpoint and it doesn't work, I'll figure it out. How to start your game in Godot, just to explain this bootstrapping. I could, but I feel like what I'm doing here is super overkill for like most people who are going to start making a game in Godot. like most people are probably going to just open Godot, make a new project, and start typing their code in GD script right in the editor. And for those who aren't just doing that, I don't really have too much to share because it's kind of just like, well, just make a C# script and attach it to your project. The things about setting folder colors and stuff is like a nice tip that I could eventually put in a different video probably. Circle Rider with Godot is flawless. What is Circle Rider though? What are you talking about? Okay. So yeah, we can start this scene. Now what I want is for there to eventually be a title screen here. Maybe we put that in the control flow thing. Yeah, that's probably pretty reasonable. All right, new scene, title screen. This will be a user interface thing. And that's in the right thing, right? Okay, cool. So for this, we're going to make a really, really basic title screen for right now. Let's make a VBox container, and this will span the entire screen. And we'll add in a rich text label and say stuck in a broken tutorial. Bit content. Where do we center this? Center. Cool. And then text size set to 32. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're going to do a lot of this stuff. We'll say like very early working version. And then this will have a font size that's much smaller. And then we want a few different buttons. HBox container. So this will be start game. And then I guess just duplicate it. Settings. Credits. Quick game. Capitalize the G. And maybe put like a Discord button eventually. Yeah, I'll just put Discord here. Hey, Kudar. Just stopping by to wish you good luck today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. The keyboard is awful. Can you try dictation? Is that any better? Like if you spoke into your tablet, like Rider with Godot is awesome. Does it do a good job at that? Godot might be particularly tricky, but at least the rest of the stuff should be pretty good. Okay, now let's center all of these things. Layout, center. And then let's center all of this too. I guess we could have just done it this way. And there we go. There's our game. It's beautiful. Okay, let's add a script to this. We need a script for the main one as well. Or we just add in the title screen, I guess. Yeah, let's just add it in for now. Yep. Okay, so attach a script to here. This is going to go in... Oh, hey, how does that... Yeah, you can favorite folders. I want to do that. I want to favorite this. I don't think I even knew about this. I never did this for Scala Seller. I definitely should have. Oh, this is so nice. And can I rearrange these? Yes, you can. Oh, that's so nice. Wishlisted. Yeah, it's already ready. We just got to add some achievements, like click the Discord button 5 times. All right, so source, we'll add in a new thing here, I guess control flow. And this should be C#. Where's C#? I think I should have chosen it from here. Yeah, so source, create. Okie dokie. Don't want it to open this. I do trust the authors, but I don't want this here. So now if I go open up, source better be indexed. I want this whole thing indexed. Stop indexed. These should be indexed, maybe. Scenes definitely should be. Start index. Okay, and that is going to start. That's not an achievement in Scala Seller, no. that's the kind of thing that would not be a very fun achievement. All right, so I'll just put here where I left off is make the title screen. And I'll go take that break. Yeah, I guess like look into namespaces. And sure thing, GUI. There you go. Okay. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Okay, hello again. Close the game. Close the game. All right, what's going on with this thing? Yes, laughter. Close the game. Not the gate. There it goes. There it goes. Hold the door. Okay, so title screen. We should now have title screen.cs. Cool. It did not put this in a namespace automatically, but I guess we could have it do that. Move to namespace. Neat. Did I change the speech to text model? I updated the whole library, and a bunch of things are bad now. And I've got to tweak settings, but it's kind of annoying to do while streaming. And I think at one point it didn't crash the stream. There was something else that crashed the stream. Okay, so there should be some way to see. Oh, here it is. Interesting. That's actually not what I wanted though. I want to find the scene. Oh, there it is, scene preview. Nice. Okay, so now we want title screen.tscn, which we can't get right there. Let's go over to this. I guess I just want to track this whole thing. Stop index. Wait, what? Why can't it find TSCN file? Oh, I'd have to type in TSCN for that. What? Didn't I write something about this? Right click tools, start index. They're already indexed. Yeah, they're already indexed. But I have to type out .tscn. I have to type out just some part of the file extension for it to find this. What if I just type tscn? Yeah, what? Okay, this is got to be a better way to do this. What if I do it by file system, all places? Okay, there it finds it. Weird. It's part of the solution, right? No, it's not part of the solution. Oh, so maybe when I do solution and type title screen.tscn, it falls back to... Oh, now it's not even doing that. All right, I don't know. And I'm just going to click all places because that's what I expect. And then when searching, make sure you're scoped to all places and not just the solution. All right. Okay, so the reason I wanted to do that is because it's happening again. What? It defaults a solution for some reason. Hang on, what if I actually find it and then search again? Yeah, it just defaults a solution. Choose scope is Command Alt O. You can add stuff to the solution. I don't know if you should be adding this to the solution though, right? There's an include. What does include even mean? I think it modified the project. Yeah, it did. Which does seem to work. Is that the way you're supposed to do this? So that seems a little annoying. Well, I don't really have a good solution for this right now. I guess we could just always type the extension and it'll find it. Plus, rarely will I want that. All right. Anyway, in scene preview, this is the reason I wanted to do this in the first place. Oh, this is wrong. Did I not save this? I did not save this. Now it's correct, but you can't modify this stuff here, which is a little too bad. Can't you change the default search to all places in settings? I might have to do that, but I want to see what it's like to use this first at least. Because I don't necessarily mind typing TSCN like that. In fact, there are a lot of times, well, over the course of the project at least, that I accidentally opened the TSCN file when I meant to open the CS file back in Skeleseller. So maybe having it be explicit is not a bad thing. All right, so there's a start game button here. This will be start game button. Equip game button we want to hook up. Actually, we probably want to hook up all of these and just say that they don't do anything yet. Settings button, credits button, Discord button, and quit game button. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it might be something I can just configure there. Yeah. Okay, so do I have a snippet for this? I do. Good. So private button start game button equals null. And then we can set this to get node start game button. And pressed plus equal. What do we do here? I guess just print starting the game. So disposable field should be disposed. To call close or dispose on the field. I don't think this is super helpful. because it'll get freed just like everything else. I think we just ignore this in the project. Configure to hint or suggestion, maybe, or just do not show. So do not show for now. Hey, Legend. And yeah, thank you, Yo, for linking that in. Okay, so there's that. Let's just try running this. I mean, might as well. Hey, do. So now we can't click it. That's strange. Why is this not properly centered? The title screen itself takes up the whole thing. The VBox container within it is centered. Why would that not work? Why is it off? Oh, probably because of where it is in the main one. Yeah, there it is. Okay, my bad. Because this needs to be told to take up the whole screen. Got it. Nice. Okay, now we can probably see it say starting the game. Yeah, perfect. We had the disabled. Might want to copy editor config. You'll see tons of warnings. I think I'll just disable them as they show up, because some of these might be worthwhile and some of them might reveal something interesting. Uh-oh. Everything turned red. What happened here? Oh, that fixed everything. Okay. Yeah, so control flow should probably go up to main, which means we need our main class. Yeah, I'll make that now. Fine. Just go into source. And I should probably stop that from opening VS Code. Should hopefully stop new source files from opening VS Code. Maybe I shouldn't be making them from Godot at all. Maybe that's a bad idea. Let me try this the other way around. So I just made main. I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to try making it instead. No, I guess we need to detach this. I'm going to try making it instead through here. There we go. Okay, so source, control flow, add class, main. And add to Git, sure. This is public partial class main control. We have the namespace at least, and then I would need to hook it up over here. I guess it's not really easier. Both of them have their downsides. All right, so what are we doing for this? We need to get the title screen. So private title screen equals null. Okay, that was pretty nice. Not gonna lie about that. Good job, AI. And then we want to listen to some kind of action over here. So when we go to the title screen, we need some like public event action on, or like started game. And then down here, we invoke this. And we need that from system. What is this now? Change the event to replace the type system action with a generic event handler. No, I don't think we need that. Okay. All right. So now over in main, we're going to do title screen dot started game plus equal. So this is going to need to transition to another thing. So I'll just do on started game. Wow, that's pretty nice. And we're not going to do anything special there now. What is he on? Does it not like that? Can be made static? Well, now it can be, but it won't be in the future. All right, so that's starting the game. Now, what about quitting the game? How do we get quit game to work in Skeleseller? Title screen, quit game. Quit, just propagate a thing upward. And we also disabled it for a second. And we stopped you from clicking it too soon into running the game. Oh yeah, let's go handle that now. Private button, quit button. Should know how to do all this stuff. Great. All right, scene tree.root. So we must have saved this in this, and we did it so that when the window size changed, we could handle something, but otherwise we don't really need it. So I guess it's just get tree. Okay, so now we can quit the game, but main needs to react to that when it gets a notification, which is everything we have in here. And we'll put that over here now. Hey, Worka, how you doing? So translation change, we don't do this. We don't have any of that stuff yet. We just do get tree.quit. Okay, so we have two things that we can do now in our game. We can click start and it'll print out starting the game, and we can click quit and it'll quit. It doesn't actually quit because I never hooked that up. No, I did hook it up. Propagate notification quit. And there it is, huh? It says cannot instantiate C# script because the associated class cannot be found. Control flow main. Make sure it exists. Is this in the wrong spot? Control flow main. Huh, that's strange. What did I do wrong? Control flow main. What did I do wrong? And why is this down here? Didn't I move this over to here? Cannot instantiate because that can't be found. Game source control flow. Yeah, I don't see a problem here. Match the file, case sensitive. Yeah, all that looks fine. Can I start it through here? How's the new project shaping out? Well, we just started the repo like 2 hours ago, and now I'm working through, whoops, that's the wrong game. Now I'm working through just getting like a basic title screen set up. Time to put a demo on. Oh, it's working over here. Quit doesn't work though. Oh no, it's not working over here. It's got the same problem. Node not found quit button. It's called quit game button. Yeah, I guess quit button is probably better. There we go. I also don't like that this all turns red every time you start this up from Godot. And then what's the other thing? Null reference exception. Oh, that's for the quit button. Maybe that was the problem the whole time. Can I run this from over here now? Okay, quit is quitting now. And start prints out that it's starting, but it doesn't actually start anything yet. I think the build before launch is the problem in Rider. Well, in that case, we did not have the correct quit button. I mean, if I just delete this, maybe it'll print that same error as before, and it's just a weird manifestation of what the real issue is. Oh no, it didn't even try building. It says build solution before launch. Something's amiss. Maybe I am saving in the wrong location. Do I have two main.cs's? No. I don't. Oh, it was quit game button before. Also, I just realized control does not move by word. I got to do that at some point. Make control and this move by word, like inner words. I don't know, whatever. Hey, Tom. Recently got the same keyboard. How do you like it? I mean, I love it. I've been using it for 3 or 4 years now at this point. I really like it. So this is what we had originally, and this caused an error, which it should have. That's fine. It's not doing that now, which makes me think this isn't even building. Oh, F5. It's actually control F5. No, what? I'm confused. This doesn't seem like it's running. Let's just click the build button. There. Now it should break. Or I'm saving a different file. No, okay. Something weird is going on. I have not figured this out yet, but there is no quick game button. If I go look at the scene preview, it's called quit button right now. What is that button or icon to the right of path to? This? Implicit conversion from string to node path. This is actually really good. VS Code doesn't tell you this stuff. So this is doing an allocation, and it's not obvious that it's doing that. I mean, I know this, and I know that we need to go change this at some point, which I should definitely write down. So the percent just means that it'll find it by unique child. So like the path to this quit button from this script is actually vboxcontainer/hboxcontainer/quit button. What I'm trying to do is instill a problem here. So let's just call this problem. That way it's not like I'm just missing a percent sign. This should not work. And yet when I run this, it's still working. So it's not updating the code. And I don't know why it's not updating the code. I can click the build button and it builds the solution still. In fact, if I just type like, whoopsie. Hey monsters. If I type gd.print, this is the newest version of this code, and I just click the play button over here, like that's not printing out. And I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. Where is this? Game source control flow title screen. There is no other title screen, right? No, there isn't. And this thing is said to use that, right? Yes, game source control flow title screen. The game is implicit from the rest here. Am I saving it? I was not explicitly saving it, no, but I thought it should be automatic. No, now I definitely saved it. Save all. Right, that's just Command S. No, it's not Command S. Still working though. It's failing and using the latest version. Maybe, I don't know where we find that this is breaking like that. There are no errors. Yeah, it just thinks it's building. Do you use any AI for the coding part? I'm using the JetBrains AI right now just for autocomplete. I'll probably use more AI though as the project goes on. I am not certain what's happening here. I bet if I run through here, it's going to break. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. And now I assume that when I run through Rider, it's also going to be broken. Yeah, and now it finds the problem too. So if you delete the file, it would still run? Maybe? Like, it definitely seems like it's not respecting any of this right now. So this should be, what, quit button, I guess? So if I run this, it's not going to get fixed. Yeah, it's not fixed. Weird. Stuck in a broken title screen. Well, like, what does it think it's building when I do this? Yeah, maybe it's building something totally different. Although, how would Godot know how to build it? It's the same solution file. Can I show the run configuration? I don't think the run configuration probably does too much because it's build solution that's not doing anything. This should be fine. Yeah, this should be fine. Yeah, I don't know what that project is that it's talking about here. So it is possible that there's something going on. We're trying to run the wrong thing. Build a whole solution. That's what's going on when I click this, right? Yeah. Is Godot main the correct configuration? It's the correct configuration for running. It's just not building it correctly. So it runs the right thing. Maybe, maybe build solution should be something else. Build project. Yeah, let's just delete this. No, it's still not. Still not doing it. It's still trying to find problem here. I don't think there's anything else I can even choose from here that would make sense. Maybe need cleaning after building with Godot. Maybe, yeah, I'm not certain. We do have a way to clean this, I think. Clean solution. I don't know what this does. Now if I try building, what happens? Okay, well now it says it built the correct project. Yeah, maybe that was what's wrong. Although it does look like it's just making a random project name. It's probably putting it in a temporary folder in case it's got to make changes, I guess. No, it's still broken. What is happening? This is Rider. Is this a case where build fails? No, it's not failing. That's the thing. It's building the wrong thing, I think. Because you can see there are no errors here. It's not failing. It says build completed. Yeah. I don't exactly know what's happening here. Let's just reopen the whole thing. I don't know why we would even need to do this. But let's see if that does something different. No, it's still broken. Okay, well, let's look this up. Rider not building the correct solution? Like, how do you change? How do you change what this is building, I wonder? And if we open up our solution file, it's just trying to run this. Oops. SIEBT, csproj, which is this. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Your test to see if it's working is the quick game button. Well, okay, so here's my test to see if it's working, right? We do not have the word problem written here, but it says node not found problem. So when I had problem written here, then this is what I expect to have happen. But now we don't have that written anymore. And it's not rebuilding this solution. So like right now, if I go build it through Godot, everything works how you'd expect. So now we can quit the game through that. And now if I run it through here, it's going to work totally fine too. So quick game. But then I change this to something like this does not exist. And now this should fail. And it's not going to fail. So it's building the wrong thing or it's getting the wrong input. It's got to be building the wrong thing because Godot knows how to build it correctly. If you right click from the solution file and build from there. Build solution. No, it still doesn't do anything. What is going on? Wait, there are two solution files. Oh my God. Okay, that's why. And I can't find the other solution file through here because I need to click all places, right? No, even that doesn't find it. But yeah, there's another solution file here. So Godot made its own solution file. This is frustrating. It also made its own csproj file. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, that's gonna be really annoying, won't it? Oh man. So we have two csproj files, and because of how indexing works, I couldn't find it. Yeah, I still can't find it. Oh, this is not good. Include non-solution items. I can't do that over here though. Yeah. Yuck. All right. We have two solution files. So launching from Rider is picking the SLNX file, but Godot made an SLN file. I wonder if Godot can even handle SLNX files. This is 2024. Was this ever actually done? Already improved PR, queued for 4.6. Oh, nice. So this is already in 4.6? Yeah. So then it should work. Maybe we just need to pick a different file over here. solution directory, SLN. Assembly name. Okay, that's probably this stuff. So I probably got to change this stuff. Is there documentation on this? Name of the .NET assembly. Name is used as the name of the CS project and solution files. By default, set to the name of the project, allowing to change it in the future without affecting the .NET assembly. Directory that contains the solution file. By default, is the root. They don't mention SLNX files, but this is definitely wrong. I mean, the name of this is siabt.slnx. Okay, so we should change that. I don't know if that'll work. Yeah, if we try building from here now or running, shouldn't it say this thing doesn't exist? Yes, that did work. I think, right? It says, yeah, this does not exist. So then that loaded. If we set this back to quit button and I try from Godot, now everything should work fine. Yes. But if I try from Rider, it's still not going to build the right thing. So I change this to this won't work. Oh, nice. No, now everything's fine. How did that fix Rider? Was Rider pointing at that bad solution? I guess so. Let's just delete that stuff. Huh. Okay, well, I think that's everything, right? So now everything should be fine. So if I change this to quit button and press F5, it should work and I should be able to quit the game. Great, cool. All right, well, hey Harping and hey Degen. Yeah, that was a little bit annoying, but these are the kinds of things that hopefully we only ever have to deal with once. All right, so that's fixed. And what else? We had some other buttons on there. I think I just want to, well, we got to write some other, like, I don't know, tech debt that I'm incurring. I'm fetching nodes via strings, which get converted to node paths. I haven't translated anything, or I haven't set up for localization. Yeah, I just have to remember how you fix it for the next game. Well, for the next game, we'd have this specific setup to look back at and see what's going wrong. For Skeleseller, I was working in VS Code, so I somehow got things working, but wasn't quit the last successfully built test. Then you changed it to prove it didn't work. I thought I was always quitting. No, so what used to be happening is I would make a change here. So I'd type like a bunch of A's, and now this will not work, right? Like this is just some random thing I typed out. So now you can see it's already, oh wow, it's even breaking in. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this is great. This is really great. So yeah, the problem was I wasn't even rebuilding, but now I fix it and I build again and now everything works fine. All right, so the other things we got to do are hook up these other buttons to something. They don't need to be important yet. We could actually get the Discord link working because, I mean, why not? We have a URL opener and all it does is open the Discord thing. Yeah. So we could just copy this in wholesale. This is the kind of thing that we should eventually like shared library URL opener. All right, this can go anywhere. I do want the organization of this project to be better from the get-go. So in source, we're going to put this in there somewhere. Let's add a new directory. What do we call this? I don't want to call it utilities or something like that. Maybe I'll just call it URL for now. Or like that. Yeah, URL. And then in here, we add a new class. We call it URL opener. And then I'll just copy paste everything from over here. Well, I guess except for the namespace. Namespace gain.url. Okay, everything else should be fine though. What's this? Object allocation, that's okay. Dispose objects before losing scope. Use object initializer. What's this? I didn't do anything. And validate arguments of public methods. Validate URL as non-null before opening. I mean, in this case, we know that it's not null. I mean, I don't really care about this. I wonder if we just turn this off. Yeah. And then what is this one about, though? Dispose objects before losing scope. What number is that? CA2000. A local object of an iDisposable type is created, but the object is not disposed before all references to the object are out of scope. It doesn't automatically dispose? If it's not explicitly disposed before all references to it are out of scope, the object will be disposed at some indeterminate time. Oh, that's fine. I don't care about that. Yeah, no, I don't care about this. Okay. Oh, it's still happening though. What is there? Some other... There we go. And then what's this? Method can be made private. Yeah, sure. It can't rearrange these though for us, can it? It's not complaining about the order. I know nothing's calling this. But VS Code complained about the order. Extract a library that you can use for this in future games. I will at some point. I just don't want it to hold up the beginning of this project. Like by the end of today, I want us to start on actual platformer code. We will probably take a long time to code it all. But yeah, hopefully by the end of, well, maybe not tomorrow. Tomorrow's only going to be a morning stream. But by the end of like Wednesday, hopefully we've got like a character we can move around and everything. All right, so open the Discord server page. That's over here. Let's go get the Discord button. Private button. We don't actually need to save these off. I guess we're not doing anything with this, right? So we can just put this here. Button, quit button. And then delete this. Why is this underlined now? Use var. I'm not using var. I don't want var. How do I make it not suggest that? It is a hint. I just don't want this on. Then again, should we just start using it? See, these are the things that... Like, it would make this a lot easier. And you can tell from this inspection. Maybe we do start using var. Hey, crows. Yeah. Use file layout for that with cleanup? Okay, I should look into that at some point. See how we can lay out files in a way that doesn't change how we write them, but always puts stuff in the same place. Used to have to manually do this in VS Code. Okay, well, this looks good. So now we want the Discord button. Var Discord button. Wow, that is fantastic. URL opener dot cannot resolve. Look at how fast you can code things now. Great. And then what are the two other buttons we have? Settings and credits. Those will just have print something out for now, I think. Settings button. Open settings. And it should offer to make this, right? Yeah. We haven't implemented settings yet. This doesn't print to the player. So any buttons that don't work, you just have to kind of know that they don't work. And open credits. We haven't implemented credits yet. Okay, so now we just need the credits thing. And it should actually know how to do all of this, right? Good. All right, so there are 5 buttons. 3 of them are functional, right? So if I run this, I can open Discord. Yes. Now, here's another problem. This is the Skeleseller Discord. I think I need to rebrand this to an autonomous Discord. So obviously, it's not game dev, but... Oh, and it also says Ski Dog invited you to join. I should probably make my own invite code, huh? I didn't even realize that showed like that. Yeah, I probably should say Adam invited you to join. All right, well, let's write that down. I should be the one to generate an invite code for Discord. It says Adam invited you to join. Share prices fall before market close. I still want Ski's name to be in Skeleseller. Just maybe not in the Discord invite. But I think this is the question here. Do we convert the Skeleseller Discord to an autonomous one so that it's a collection or it's a place for all of the games I make? And I'm leaning toward yes for that. And then when do we do that? I'm leaning toward later. I don't know when. But yeah, I don't think people are going to be chatting on the Skeleseller Discord very much in the future. Yeah, I think we convert it. Okay. No, let's write that down. Convert the Skeleseller Discord to an autonomous one. So Discord, we'll put this stuff here. Okay, well, that's good enough for now. So that button works. Hey, Schrodinger's. So let's go try this again. Oh, it's already running? Where's it running? Oh, there it is. All right, so Discord worked. Credits and settings, just print that stuff out. That's fine. Quick game works. And then start game, print something out too. Looks broken, but works flawlessly. Have you examined your heart? Does it truly look broken? Is Autonomous the new game? No, Autonomous is the company I made back in 2015. The new game is called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. Have you spoken about how much Skeleseller made, or is that something you're not speaking about? So I have the sales command that kind of talks about this. I did talk about the day one sales back then, and if you want to go find those in the journal somewhere. But I haven't even looked at the sales numbers since day one, and I never really planned on it. And I don't think I'll be sharing them again. I think it was a mistake to share them the first time around. I don't want to focus on the money aspect of this stuff. And I think by making it a big deal, then everyone kept asking me about it. And yeah, I think it was a mistake. So for this game, you know, assuming it gets launched, I don't think I'll be talking about sales numbers at all. Not even day one. It only did bad things for me, in my opinion. Okay, so something I do not like right now is, why is this red? Like, there are no errors here, right? Is it just because there's a change in Git? Not in Git, yeah. I guess that's okay. Yeah. We consider doing an update or DLC for Skeleseller? Probably not. I've got a wrap-up command that talks about everything with Skeleseller. Like, I think it was fun to make. I think toward the end, it got a little unfun with all the release stuff I had to do. But I did everything I wanted to do. So if I were to make DLC, I'd probably have to spend like 6 months. I need to design, I need artwork, I need the features, I need to test them all. I need to localize everything. And it just doesn't feel worth it to me. Also doesn't sound fun to me, which is part of the, is it worth it? Okay, so we've got everything set up on the title screen. Now what we do is we transition into the game from here. One of the next things we should probably do first, though, is make it so that the screen is actually legible. So, like, gotta change resolution or something. And need to figure out how to do this per game. Or per sub game, I guess. So if it's red for changes, does it have an appearance for errors? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me try. Let's try typing something like foo. Yeah, it gets underlined. Okay, that's not bad. Then again, I'm not sure how I feel about red being there for the text. But whatever. Commit to a branch, clone solution, change get remote to starter template, switch back to game dev. Well, I was saying this earlier. I don't want to have this as a starter template. I want to reconfigure it later because let's say it's 2 years from now and I come back to this. I might be like, oh, we want to change our editor settings, or we want to change, I don't know, maybe there's some new solution format like there was this time. I think it's good to just set it up again. Plus, in terms of project length, it took me a couple of hours over the course of the whole, like, it might take 2 years of game dev for this. That's not too bad. And I'll have this as a foundation for next time too. All right, so I think we should check this stuff in. We have changes made to the index layout. Yeah. Main looks pretty good. URL opener, this is copied from Skeleseller. Delete me is deleted. Oh, this stuff. We have a UID file. Hopefully it makes UID files for everything by default. Anything else that we have? Not really. I mean, this is all pretty straightforward right now. It's not like I really did anything. So I want to check in everything. So add basic opening scenes. Main.tscn has a title screen. The buttons work in that they're clickable, but only 2 of them do what they'll eventually do. Discord and quit. That properly put this on different lines, right? Yeah, nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah, changing the color and everything. Well, the way I was also thinking about it is probably at some point we'll mostly be dealing with files that are already in Git. Like now, the title screen is there in Git, so now it's no longer red. Although this one is like some weird orangish color, right? I wonder if that's because it's not part of the solution. I probably have to look into that, but it's not very important for right now. Okay, so next up is the resolution of the game. So if we just launch from over here, first of all, does it break everything over here? No, I think it was doing something with the solution, so that's good to know. What does this button do? Keep aspect ratio. Stretch to fit. It's excluded. Okay, yeah. All right, well, somewhere here it is, display window. So we have a viewport width and height. What was it set to for Skeleseller? Also, I did not mean to change that right now. Hey, Rusius, thanks for the raid. How are you, Aduciusing? Shout out. Hey, Cupertino. And I had a loop. And TCAP. Resolution, I've seen a universal solution where the guy has checking viewport and actually window size. I'm not totally sure what you mean, but I should be able to find something that works pretty well for this. I hope. I want to look at what we had done over here. Anyway, for those joining in, oh, there's mutual love. Good. For those joining in, we were working on a new game as of last week. I spent all of last week just doing game design, and now we've started the code base, and we're just working through some like very foundational stuff for the game. So we haven't made it very far yet. But yeah, how'd the stream go, Rusius? How was it? So viewport width and height was set to that of the Steam Deck, 1280 by 800. We had it maximized. It was resizable. And then we had stretch turned off. This is what's going to be tough for this game. I think we have to change these based on what sub game you're playing. And I don't know if these take effect immediately. Where did that go? Here it is. Mode. Documentation. So this is only consulted at startup. That's probably true. But then can you change it afterward, I wonder? No stretching happens. Size is set precisely based on the base size. Yeah. Oh, hey, Evil Rex. I looked up your question from a while ago. You asked about that red shiny shirt. It is 70% cotton and 30% polyester. So I had not forgotten. I just hadn't actually tackled that until I got some time to look at my to-do list. So I don't know if you remember you asking that, but there's the answer. Okay, so I guess we can set it to the same thing, 1280 by 800. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. And then when we run this, how do I not embed this? Embed game on next play. What does this look like if it's just a window on my machine? Yeah, so tiny. And then how do we go back to embedding that? I don't actually know how to do that. Huh. Did it change in the, yeah, it changed in the project settings? No, it didn't change the project settings. Oh, maybe it's only on the next single play and now it's going to embed it again? No. What? How do you re-embed it? Godot embed game player. What did I miss for April 1st? This. What's the new game? Yeah, take a look at what Deller linked in. Darshan, I'm guessing. How do I re-enable this? Yeah. In the 3 vertical dots? These dots? No. There's a game tab at the top? Oh. Wow. I don't think I knew this was a thing. How do we look at it in the editor? Floating on next play? Maybe we turn that off. Ah, interesting. Okay, I'm not sure what I like best. But yeah, one thing that's very apparent, yeah, maybe we do put this back to how it was. One thing that's very apparent though is we need this to be larger. And I got to figure out how we're going to do that. So we could stretch this. We need to set a resolution for each game. It's probably a good idea to target the Steam Deck as our like minimum size. And then still allow for scaling and everything. All right, so no stretching. So we need there to be some kind of stretching. Base size specified in width and height in the project settings is stretched to cover the whole screen. Or viewport. Yeah, so they recommend viewport for pixel art, but we won't always be in a pixel art game. So we can set this a viewport. And then a fractional scale will scale up pixel art such that it does not stay at the right, at the same number of like pixels per screen pixels or something, right? Why does this look like trash? Is it because of how the scaling is working? Hope we're going for a small resolution. It'll all depend on the game. Yeah. All right, so what is our default texture filter? That's what I'm wondering about right now. Default is linear, so it's already set correctly. So there's something else that's going wrong here for the font to be rendering like that, and I don't know what it is. Because like this looks really choppy. It could just be the font itself. I guess we could try putting another... No, it's not the font itself, because when you zoom in, it looks fine. Anti-aliasing? I don't... so I think it's because of how this is getting stretched. I think the thing that it's doing is it's just upscaling something that's a small texture. So when we actually have this at its normal size, it'll look fine. So if I turn off this, like this is crisp. But then I think what it's doing is it's scaling just everything. So if it needs to go to like 4x the size, then it's just, yeah, then the text will start looking blurry. I wonder what we're supposed to do about that. Godot text looks blurry with viewport scaling. Maybe we just put it in a canvas layer. MSDF, got to turn that on. Yeah, the thing is, I don't have a specific font for this yet. Oh, I guess we could change it in project settings, right? Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. Hey, Red Rocks. There we go. I don't know if that's better. I don't think so, though. Or maybe it's slightly better. Hard to tell, but like this text looks blurry. This text actually looks like there's the MSDF artifacts on it. Maybe we just use a proper font. Hey, Magnus. Yeah, I might need to change. I mean, what if we just pick system font here? And pick kind of anything? I don't know. What if we just do that? How do you change this? Fallbacks? Huh. Yeah, I don't know how you change the... Oh, hey, here's all the MSDF stuff. Okay. So we can change this to what it was in Skeleseller for some of this, I guess. I still have this open, right? Yeah. So we can just type TTF. That's strange. Oh, OTF. Like, where's our main font? Okay, so this, go to import. So we had at 30 and 96. And it's just closed. No, it didn't. All right, so 30 and 96. Does that help us? I don't think so. Oh, wait. Oh, it's only for the label I just set up here? Yes, probably. Actually, I don't even know where that I put that. I might have changed it on something completely unrelated. I guess it would be in the title screen file. So I could just go look at that. System font. And that guy used where? For the quit button and nothing else. Very funny. Very funny. So I want it on this. So let's go change the font here. Toggling checkbox is disabled for resource properties. Modify the property in the resource picker instead. Sure. So 30 and 96, is that better? No. I mean, I don't think so, at least. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, linear shouldn't matter for this. Quit button looking crisp. Does it actually look any different? No, I don't think so. Yeah, it could just be a default font thing. Consider posting it to r/game dev. It's unlisted because I think, you know, a few people said I sounded bitter. So if I just leave it unlisted. What IDE am I using? This is Godot, but the IDE I'm using alongside this is Rider. I am also using VS Code. I think 2D could become a limiting factor for what you can do here. Do you have enough ideas? I have a bunch of ideas. I don't think 3D would expand them greatly. So yeah, I don't think 2D versus 3D is a limiting factor. Yeah, so maybe we should try to find like a proper font. See if we can find a font to work with from the beginning to fix the scaling artifact. Just try the Skeleseller one at first, since I have the license, obviously. All right, an ad is about to start, so I am going to take another break. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Hello again. Close the game. Close the game. Someday. Okay. So font. Let's go just drag in one of the Skeleseller fonts and just see what happens. Also, every time I open a new tab, it goes to Skeleseller already. I should probably change that eventually too. So game, assets, fonts. Let's take Skeleseller main out of there and put it into here. Game, assets, fonts. Just paste that in. Okay, now let's use that as the default font. We will re-import it with the same settings I had over here. So we want, that's weird. Oh, there it is. 3096 re-import. Probably we don't want anything else done to it, right? Is that fine? Check, 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 check. So the first four things are checked. I don't know why the first one is. I don't know why we need mid maps for this, but sure. Unknown, that's pretty good. How are they playing the game during the ad? Through the Twitch integration of Jump Royale. The repo's here if you want to take a look at the code. The link in chat, I mean. Okay, now let's set this as the default font. We're not going to use this as the default font for this game entirely, but might as well use it for now. So this is use oversampling on the default one, right? Oh, viewport.oversampling. Interesting. I think that's what we need to do because I didn't set this to canvas items. I think that's a real problem there, this whole thing. So yeah, I got to figure that out. But before we get to that, where do you set the default? Here it is, custom font. Assets, fonts, that. So the default using this doesn't really matter one way or another. I mean, I guess we might as well put it on. Maybe even that one we should put on. Did that change? It did not change the font. Did that fix this though? No, it looks it looks even worse. Well, that's not the default font anymore. Too close. The other one doesn't register. I don't think there's a debouncing thing. It might just be that your character hadn't landed yet. I'm not totally sure. You have linear? Yeah, that's the default. And I also have it explicitly said here. Yeah, I think we just need oversampling on. And I guess the way we could test this to prove that that's the case is by changing the scaling or stretch is what it's called to canvas items. If this now looks fine, oh, we need to save and restart. If this now looks fine, then it's probably due to not having oversampling. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay, so it's probably an oversampling thing because I think we need this set to viewport. I wonder how you... Oh, whoops, I gotta restart that, right? It didn't have me restarted? That's funny. Godot set font over sampling in viewport. I think it's a viewport thing. Yeah, here it is. Oversampling override. If greater than 0, this value is used as the font oversampling factor. Otherwise, oversampling is equal to viewport scale. Oh, it's already set to the viewport scale by default, which is presumably dynamic based on the size of the window if you have stretching on. I should probably just try setting this. Oversampling override. Yeah, let's go do that. So in ready, we'll set the oversample. Oh, we need to get the viewport. Yeah, here. Dot oversampling override equals 10. I don't know. Let's just try some huge number here. Because the scaling should only be maybe 3 or 4. It still doesn't look good, though. It's on by default, right? True. If true and one of the following conditions is met, override stretch. Wait, these aren't true. Size 2D override stretch. We don't have that on. Yeah, okay. So I don't know how you get this working with viewport stretch mode. Godot viewport stretch mode font oversampling, sure. How to have smooth font while using this. This is from like 7 years ago. Only works when using the 2D stretch mode and the stretch aspect other than ignore. When you use viewport, rendering resolution stays the same no matter the window size, which makes it impossible to render 2D elements at a higher resolution. I guess this means we should be controlling the stretch of the viewport ourselves, which we could do. How to get used to it? Part of it is just doing it, and part of it is valuing doing it. So I think you need to build a habit, but you also need to want to do that. And yeah, I like staying organized with that. Interesting, though. Yeah, interesting. I should read this one more time and just make sure I'm not misunderstanding this. Size of the root viewport is set precisely to the base size specified. Scene is rendered to this viewport. Then it's scaled to fit the screen. And we just had this disabled completely for Skeleseller. Yeah, I'm not totally sure how we're going to do this. Hey, Lemon. It's going well. We're making some progress. These were this issue that I'm encountering now is one of the things that I was annoyed by in Skeleseller, and it took a long time to get things right. And I wrote a lot of notes about this stuff, but now we're doing something slightly different. Where is it? I probably wrote about this somewhere in here. Like, there were like a whole bunch of font issues that we had. Then there were issues with the font itself. Yeah, blurry text. Generally just need to set this to canvas items. That mode isn't recommended for pixel art. If you can't do that, turn this on in the settings and make sure the filter is set to linear. Yeah. So if we use viewport, I guess we can't get this to work correctly. The other thing we could potentially try is rendering this inside of a canvas layer. Although, shouldn't all this be in a canvas layer by default? Like, can't I just put this entire thing inside of a canvas layer? Does that fix anything? No. Does the market suck right now, or is it only me? What's your take? Market as in what? Job market? Stock market? Just general economy? Because I think everything is in flux. I think the stock market has generally been down. Job market is not, it's not great depending on your job. I mean, software, I think if you're a junior developer, it's probably harder to find a job. I think for senior devs, there's been a lot more layoffs than normal in the last like kind of 5 or 6 years, actually. And even like Oracle just laid off like 30,000 people. Stuck in a blurry tutorial. Yeah, sure, Demo Light. Also, those notes are publicly available if you want to check them out. Nice, Farles Barkley. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. So what should I do here? We're always going to render to something small. So I guess we just can't use the viewport scaling. Although, what games do people use viewport scaling for? Godot viewport scaling or like stretch mode? Multiple resolutions. I should probably just reread this whole page. Set precisely the base size. Scene is rendered to this viewport. Scale to fit the screen. It's probably if you have pixel art everything. Like you never need a linear filter on something. Yeah. That's probably what it's for. Oh yeah, AI has definitely started learning from the nodes. They've already been referencing it. Only found out there's an upgrade. Nice. Yeah. I did try to think of a lot there. Yeah, I don't think we can use viewport scaling for this. But like I said, I'm not totally sure what game you'd use it for, if not for like all pixel art. Allows you to constrain automatically determine scale factor to integer values. By default, it's fractional. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be annoying. It'll look better if you start the game maximized and not in Godot's embedded window. I doubt it. Because it's still going to do the same stretching. Like the window Chrome shouldn't impact it. Scale up the screen. Yeah. The thing is, we're going to be making a bunch of different sub games here, and some might not even have pixel art. So we need to change this stuff as we're running the engine, which I'm not positive that that's possible. I hope it is. Or maybe the loading screen can just do some like flicker thing that needs to happen. Set the base window width to 1920, window height to 1080, smaller display, set the override values. Set stretch mode to canvas items. Yeah, and so for pixel art, what do they suggest here? Set base window size to your viewport size you intend to use. 640 by 360 is a good baseline. I mean, we can set this to 640 by 360. It doesn't seem like a lot of space to fit fonts though, right? And it's going to scale up a little bit weirdly on the Steam Deck. Set stretch aspect to keep to enforce a single aspect ratio. I mean, I'm just going to change these settings and see, but I think I need to reread this whole page. And I think this is going to be annoying. Okay, so whatever I just did not take. Where'd that go? 640 by 360. Set stretch mode to viewport. Set stretch aspect to keep. If using expand, which I guess we're not. Configure control nodes anchors that snap to the correct corners. Yeah, I think we want to keep it. So if I do this, then the font's still going to look blurry, right? Yeah. Right. So it would look better, I guess, if you use a pixel font. I don't think I want a pixel font for everything, though. Yeah, I don't think I do. Went with canvas items and then use content scale size. Pixel art game with normal font. The pixel art still looked good even with canvas items used? That I'm a little bit surprised about. Use multiple monitors for coding. I do tend to use multiple monitors for coding when I'm not streaming. But when I'm streaming, I want to be able to show you everything, and I can only really stream one monitor. Interesting. Yeah, so I think viewport scaling is just for pixel art fonts. I want to double check that though. Let me go to ChatGPT. So in Godot, if I use viewport scaling, is there a way that I can still make fonts look crisp at any size window? With, what's the other setting? Stretching, I guess. Yeah, is there a way that I can make fonts still look crisp at any size window? All right, let's just see. I don't think this actually works. Like, I don't think this is true. Because we have MSDF on the font that I just imported. Yeah. I mean, they said set hinting to full, which isn't even a thing. There's light, normal, and none. But yeah, I don't think this will do this. And I think the reason why is because it's just scaling everything up directly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you can do this. Using a different viewport node to render text and lower resolution so that it's crisp. I don't know how that works out overall. Well, that's where I thought maybe using a canvas layer might help, but a canvas layer is just what? A node used for independent rendering of objects within a 2D scene. Those that are direct or indirect children will be drawn in that layer. Layers of numeric index. Oh, you can make them not follow the viewport? Oh, I see what follow the viewport means. Is drawn on one specific viewport and cannot be shared between multiple viewports. So I guess we make another viewport just for the text. So I would need to add in some kind of like, I don't know, a thing here, an icon. And if I hit play, that icon is huge and also looks bad. What's the stop button for this? Command period. Well, I guess we could set the texture filter to nearest for this. That might make it look a little bit better. Yeah, well, let's add another viewport. Just a sub viewport. We need to put it in a container and then render everything in here, I guess in the title screen, and make the sub viewport take up the whole screen. I don't think this is going to work either, though. No. Because it'll render the whole sub viewport to the main viewport and then scale up the main viewport. I don't think you can use this. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. Viewport stretching will render everything to a viewport and then scale that entire viewport up. So the only text that can look good would have to be pixel art text. Would have to use a pixel art font. I think that's the conclusion there. And if we set this to canvas items, then the pixel art will look bad, right? Which, I mean, we technically don't have like proper pixel art. I should probably just add something in. Let's add it from Scaleseller as well. Just throw in something. It doesn't really matter what. Yeah, whatever this. And where did I put this? This was just in assets. Yeah, characters. I don't know. We're going to delete this. So it doesn't matter where I put it. Okay, now add an animated sprite 2D. New sprite frames. Go add in this. And then set the size correctly. 45? I don't know, that looks good. Select all. Okay, so put that there, delete the icon, hit play. So now text is crisp, the character doesn't look great. They're also not animated. We've got to hit autoplay. And I need to set the texture filter to nearest. I mean, that looks fine, right? How does that look fine? How does that make any sense? There's a comment for you. Other typo-ish. Adding a G. Yeah, I think you get used to certain trigrams or quadgrams in this case. So how many words in English end in T-I-O-N? Like tons of them that you type pretty frequently. Hey, Roots. Hey, Bums. And post an example in Discord. Yeah, let me take a look. So yeah, I think the pixel art is crisp. And yeah, the font is legible. I do wonder what happens if you change content scale factor and how we should even handle scaling. I got to figure that out at some point too. Yeah. What did they write in here though about canvas items? We expose to players, allow them to adjust, automatically determine scale of their liking for better accessibility. So here they say for non-pixel art, use canvas items. Why do they suggest? Let me just read this. Man. Okay. All right. So I skimmed through all the top quickly. I'm not going to read everything out loud. Use a single base resolution, then fit it to everything else. Yeah, as an example, Steam shows the most common primary display resolution is 1920 by 1080. You can set the base size. And it will not attempt to switch the monitor to this resolution. Think of this as the design size. Often need to support devices with screen and window sizes that are different from this base size. Godot offers many ways to control the viewport will be resized. Window refers to the screen area allotted to your game by the system. Viewport refers to the root object, which the game controls to fill the screen area. This viewport is a window instance. Okay. Configure the stretch base size at runtime. Use content scale size. Changing this can indirectly change the size of 2D elements. Using stretch scale as recommended. Is this just a single number? Yeah. But this is not content scale factor, right? It might be. They link to content scale size. No, it's different from content scale factor. No, I think they're the same. One is just a vector and the other is a number that controls it. Specifies a base scale of Windows content when its size is equal to this. Okay. Demo Light, thanks for gifting the sub. Or continuing the gifted sub. Excuse me, I just saw gift sub. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Man. Yeah, I was annoyed by doing this in Skeleseller, but then we figured everything out and it was pretty much just fine from then on. But here we have two problems. One is, how do we figure this out for just like an arbitrary screen that might have a smaller base resolution? And two is, what do we do for different sub games? So yeah, I think this will be annoying. What if you adjust them to match the screen resolution? What if you detect the player's screen resolution, thereby automatically fixing the blurry text issue? Or am I completely off track here? So we need to design the game to fit in a certain space. Like let's say we're making, I don't know, chess, but we chopped the board in half. So now you have, instead of square chess, you have rectangular chess, right? And like this is what we want our game to look like. You are on a screen right now that's probably something like roughly this aspect ratio. It's like a long rectangle. But let's say someone is playing on a square screen. I don't know, they're playing on like a Game Boy or something. Like, what do you do here? Do you just cut everything in half and then the pieces look squished? Do you render with black bars on the sides? What if they're at a monitor that's size like 4 times larger than what you're doing? How do you scale up? So you can't necessarily just take their screen resolution unless you're making a game like Skeleseller, for example, where The more of your screen you have, the more you can see of the world. So here we're looking at it through a rectangular view, but if you just could shrink this down, you'd just see less of the screen. So like this right here is a totally valid view in Skeleseller. There's no problem because it's just more of the world that you can see. You don't gain a competitive advantage by doing that. It's not a multiplayer game. But yeah, if you were playing chess and you all of a sudden had something that's like a larger rectangle or a taller rectangle, then you got to figure out what to do with the extra space. So yeah, let me finish reading this. Number continues to go up. Thanks, Hef. Thanks for the sub. Content scale size equals display server dot window get size. Let's try something like this over here. So there's a whole bunch of like window size changed events here. Get tree root size changed. Get tree root size changed. Window size changed. Is that what I'd call this over here too? Yeah, sure. And then what is that function? Pretty much the same thing. All right, so private void window size changed. So get viewport content scale size. Why is that not a thing? Maybe it's got to be on a window. I think it's got to be on a window. Is the get tree.root is a window? Yeah, so we can do content scale size here. Display server dot window get size. That's whenever the window size changes, which I don't know if we can control this. What was that little search window? That's the quick find menu. I think I made... Does MSDF help? MSDF would help if we didn't have viewport as a scaling factor. Hang on, somewhere I made some document about my like hotkey usage. Where did I put that? I don't remember. Maybe I just never made a command for it. Anyway, I'll show you what that was. That was... Oh, this is now its own like floating window. Interesting. It's called quick search. So just bind a shortcut to that and try it out. That's pretty nice. Okay, so what happens when we resize this? It's relying on the integer scaling that we have. And I guess our problem is that we're not increasing the size of this. Yeah. And that's what we're controlling with this code here. Or not that, this code, excuse me. Some code snippet examples here. Oh, yeah. I'm using some already. I just don't have one for this. So what, this is viewport scaling? Okay, so we can't change the content scale factor. Or maybe we have to... Hang on a second. I should just read the rest of that. Well, what are we on right now? We're on canvas item scaling. Yeah, I want to read more about this. Engine will never change the monitor's resolution. Yeah. Okay, cool. So resizing. Several types of devices, several types of screens. Changing the review port params is probably the most flexible way to deal with the problem. It can be a lot of work, coding, guessing. So stretch settings, stretch mode. Finds how the base size is stretched to fit the resolution of the window or screen. Animations below use a base size of just 19 by 10. to demonstrate the effect of different stretch modes. A single spray, also 90 by 10 or 60 by, sorry. I don't know why I said 90 by 10. I'm just making up numbers here. Hallucinating. Covers the entire viewport and a diagonal line 2D is added. Okay, great. So disable, no stretching happens. Yep. I know, I'm very familiar with this. This is what we use for Scala. Then in this, the base size specified in width and height in the project settings is stretched to cover the whole screen. Base size specified in width and height in the project settings is stretched to cover the whole screen, taking stretch aspect setting into account. This means that everything is rendered directly at the target resolution. This whole no longer a one-to-one correspondence between sprite pixels and screen pixels is based on the stretch aspect, I thought. Yeah, I think letterboxing is fine as long as it's not huge. So for example, in Scala, if we had like a 1920 by 1080 and we had a window that was, well, I guess if you have a like large base size, then there's potentially a problem. Like let's say we had 500 by 500 and now your monitor is 999 by 999. You'll get a window that is size 500 by 500 and you'll waste like almost half the screen. And if it was just one pixel bigger in either direction, it would fill the entire thing. So that's where we have to be careful. And typically you just have a small enough base size so that the letterboxing isn't so crazy. And I mean, we can kind of see that happening here too, right? If I just open up the game right now and then I maximize this, like we have a boundary around this entire thing. Maybe it wouldn't look so bad when it was fully maximized, but here it looks like there's just a gigantic bezel almost. And on the Steam Deck, even this resolution that we just picked based on what it said, 360, oh my God, I don't like how that happens. So the Steam Deck is 1280 by 800. So we would end up doubling the first parameter, so we get 1280, but then we'd only have 720. So we'd waste 40 pixels on either side, top or bottom. And that's not too bad. 40 pixels isn't terrible. So I don't mind that. I just need to get this. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we just leave it at this for right now. Maybe we say this is good enough. Because, yeah, it's not terrible. Pixel art is scaling correctly. The font is incredibly crisp. And if we didn't even use a custom font, ideally, it still looks fine. If we just turn this off. So there we go. This is reset. Save and restart. What if I don't save and restart? No, yeah, that looks fine too. Nice. So I think that's what we do. Hey, DevDad. Yeah, Matt, I saw you type that earlier. CBAT. It doesn't really work because you have to transpose two characters. If it was stuck in broken a tutorial, then I would probably call it CBAT, excuse me. SteveBat would also work. Could we come up with anything else? Stibrot? Sibrot? Yeah, Sibrot could work. Stubrot. We could call it that. Anyway, yeah, I think this is close enough. So we should probably move on to like platformer stuff at some point, which I'm hoping to do this afternoon. So resolution, I guess we're sticking with this for now. But this means that our resolution base is pretty minimal, right? What did I set it to again? 640 by 360, I want to say. So if we have 16 by 16 sprites, we can fit a decent number of these. Yeah, maybe this is fine. And whatever, let's just try it out. And if it's not fine, then we'll panic. That sounds good, right? So then we don't need this font in the game and we don't need the chef slime in the game. So let's delete them both. Remove this, delete this. Delete the font. I guess restart everything, right? We don't need the canvas layer. We don't need the sub viewport container either. We can just put this back where it was. Okay, so everything looks good? Question mark? No. Because I forgot to change this back to what it should have been, which is that, right? Or yeah, that worked. Okie dokie. So we should go check that in. What changed in the project? That's probably fine. That's probably fine. Title screen. Yeah, I had this in here, but we don't actually need this. And then the scene itself changed somehow. System fonts. Do we need this? This was for specific controls. I think we can delete this. I think we can revert the whole file. Roll back. Okay, now let's try running that. Could even go with half that size. Wait, what? The pixel font shouldn't come into play at all, right? I'm not using a pixel font here, and it's scaling totally fine. Oh, are you saying that we just won't have a lot of resolution to work with? Because like we can only fit a few words in this space. Let's see how it goes once we start to actually make some games. Because yeah, maybe we do run into a problem where like the dialogue that an NPC is trying to say has to be really tiny font sizes or something. Okay. Why is that green? Oh, I never checked in. I thought I had. Okay, yeah. So change resolution settings. This is at least a good starting point, but it may not accommodate all of the sub games that we want to make. Select file. Okay, done. All right, so title screen, namespaces, finish with that. In general, cut some corners. Yeah, I think this is going to be our guiding philosophy here. Maybe spend some time doing code design. I don't think we need to worry about that. Add credits for assets. Track in a GitHub issue for now. I wonder if we should start making some GitHub issues. Okay, so I think post-lunch is going to be start making the platformer sub-game. We have all the, well, we don't have all the assets, I guess. Need to download the world assets. Need to make a basic world. And then need to work on character behavior quite a lot. So there's something called Coyote Time, which I think was named after Wile E. Coyote from the old cartoons, where you could move off of a platform and still jump. And that way you didn't need very precise timing. And you get, I don't know, maybe like 3 frames or something that'll let you do this. Yeah. So yeah, they show an example here. Like the character fully moves off the platform and then jumps. Now, granted, probably speedrunners need to know this is the behavior so they can still pixel perfect time their jumps. But the average player is going to try to time it with this and just not do a good job. So there are lots of these things in modern platformers that we need to find out about and probably code, even though you're only going to play this game for like 2 minutes. And therein lies all of the difficulty. But I think it's going to be a fun afternoon. And I just need to go get lunch. So it is 11:47 for me. I will take about maybe 45 minutes, 60 minutes, something like that. Jump buffering. Yeah, I might need to look in that too. Jump buffering, Coyote Time. I don't think we need to do... Okay, so let me put it this way. If, let's say, like Celeste is 100% good mechanics, I think we can probably get by with 85%. Because like I said, you're going to be playing this game for like 2 minutes. So it should feel like a well-polished game, but it doesn't need to be 100%. You don't need to get to like 10,000 lines of player controller code. We can just do the majority of the things we would want. But yeah, okay, I'm going to go for about an hour. I'm going to get lunch. And when we come back, I will start working on the platformer. I'm pretty excited. I think this will be fun. I mean, hopefully it's fun, because this is going to be indicative of what like the whole game is going to be like. Is making a ton of sub games and just trying different genres. So I hope to see you again in about an hour. But if not, have a good rest of your day and goodbye, everybody.